Yeah! Woo! Happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. Happy hump day to all. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. And we have now 3 giveaways coming up on the show today. So 1 an hour for the rest of the way here is how we're going to break it down. We have tickets to go see ZZ Top right here in San Diego at Humphreys by the Bay. That is going to be an October 18th show. We have a 4-pack of SeaWorld Hallow Scream to give away. So take your family to SeaWorld on us, really on our partners over at San Diego's SeaWorld. And then also a pair of tickets to see the Foo Fighters with the Hives and Alex G Wednesday, August 7th. That summer show for 2024 is almost sold out. Like those tickets are moving quickly. So you can get those tickets at livenation.com or keep listening for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the Foos over at Petco Park this upcoming summer. Thrilled that we have Elimination Watch. The Dodgers are treading on thin ice as the series where they're trailing 2-0 to the lowly Diamondbacks heads back to Chase Field. And who knows who's going to be on the mound for the Dodgers. They're playing this one a little closer to the vest.
It's going to be Kershaw. He's going to give up 6 in the first, and it's going to be awesome. And you can inject that right into my veins, Rich.
Yeah, you know what? I hope so. But,
dude, the salt is so real. I just hate the stupid Dodgers.
Oh my!
When I was like 6 or 7 years old, one of my dad's best friends was actually a pitching coach in the minor league system for the Dodgers. So he was like a good buddy of ours. He was with the Modesto Nuts. Travis, you're well versed.
But he's gotten thrown out of the press box.
Yeah, was that the one?
No, I was at the time the San Bernardino Stampede. Now they're the 66ers.
But you did get tossed by
Tommy
Lasorda.
Yeah.
So we went
they
to
may
one
have
of
been
these.
playing the Modesto Nuts.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe the Visalia Oaks. Maybe the Lancaster Jethawks.
Or sorry, at the time they were actually the Rockies affiliate, but this guy had worked in the Dodgers organization before as a pitching coach.
Yeah.
And so after the game, he gave my brother and I like really nice, expensive Dodger hats. And so we get to the parking lot, and my dad's like, "Yeah, you can throw those away." Because I hate the Dodgers.
That's very, very funny.
Yeah,
that
but
is very funny.
What are the chances that Kershaw comes out and just shoves tonight and then shuts us all up?
I mean, listen, I'll tell you right now.
We're all just giddy.
I kind of want him to pitch.
I will say this: he's fresh because he pitched like a third of an inning the last outing.
A lot of pitches, though.
Yeah. Kershaw, for anybody who's been paying attention, he has a career ERA of 2.49. He has a postseason ERA of almost a 4.50. He doubles up the amount of runs that he earns in the postseason. It doesn't make any sense. It shouldn't happen, but it does. And I don't know if it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, but while Dodgers fans are right now elbows on their mattresses, quietly praying before they leave for work, please don't let it be Kershaw. Please don't let it be Kershaw. Padres fans, same thing, hands folded, elbows on their mattresses before leaving for work. Please let it be Kershaw. Please let it be Kershaw.
You know how much tickets are for tonight's game?
How much?
As low as $59.
In Arizona?
Out at Chase Field?
Hang on.
Yeah,
God, you couldn't get a Padres ticket for that like all season.
And this is. Oh wait, hang on. Yeah. No. I'm sorry. Chase Field, $47 at Chase Field.
Wow.
$59 was at Dodger Stadium.
It's almost worth it to check Allegiant, Spirit, Southwest. You know, one of these budget flights, hop on a plane, the 3 of us, to just go watch this disaster in the desert for the Dodgers.
Or it's like a 5-hour drive. We could just hop in the car.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I've done that
Some
drive
point
before.
too.
I've done
Travis
that.
doesn't like planes.
I've done. That's not true.
He just likes driving. Sorry.
No, hang on. He's got his pilot license. That is not even a joke. Travis, the Renaissance man of Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. TD actually can take off and land a single engine Cessna. If we're ever in a zombie apocalypse and you say to yourself, like, which person do I need to link arms with and be like, all right, we're going to start our own tribe? It's it's TD Travis Dale.
Yeah, and I got an uncle with all the guns.
So first thing, we got to stop by the gun safe.
Well, we need TD to take the plane up to Northern California, where my uncle has a bunker of like 1 million guns.
You know what? All I have is on my side. I don't have many skills. I mean, I can't really.
You're big.
Yeah, you're big.
You're big. Really, if the horde is coming, we can push you in front of them so they would be distracted for a while.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I think I'm a little crazy. I think that's all I have going for me. Like if you guys say you need to take out that group of 5 zombies over there, I'm gonna be like, okay, boss, here we go.
You're a big guy to feed though, so if we we got to make sure we pack extra rations in the bug out bag.
I can also imagine like day 30, Rich's femur is gonna start looking real tasty.
I do look like a prime steak.
Who's best set up for zombie apocalypses?
Who?
Quarterbacks in the NFL, at least well-respected ones, because they could just call their offensive line and be like, "Hey, I need you guys to come block."
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah, they always have like 5 or 6 guys, maybe 7, who are like they are going to protect that man with their lives.
Could you imagine Philip just calling like you, Nick, Chris Dealman, Marcus McNeil, and be like, "Hey, I got the whole Tiffany and all the kids are here, man. Doggone it, we need you all."
Oh, dude, yeah. I go to the compound with them. I wherever. Alabama.
I'm in. I like that at some point in like the early 2000s, movie makers decided we better make zombies move quicker because people are figuring out that with a brisk walk, you can get away from the zombies.
Yeah, it's not as terrifying as when you could just close a gate and just like skip a couple of steps and then you're in the clear.
Everything's fine. Yeah, exactly. And then Brad Pitt apparently was like, no, they should run and then crawl on each other like ants.
That was a great movie. World War Z.
Yeah, that was a cool movie.
Yeah, it was.
But
cool.
Clayton Kershaw, I don't know if it's safe for him tonight.
Oh, dude, yeah. You know what?
LA is seen a zombie Diamondback.
LA is going to look like World War Z if they lose to the Diamondbacks. I mean, there is a high level of expectation, and you know what? Reasonably so for the Dodgers.
Literally on Vivid Seats right now. I could sit behind the visitor dugout for $144.
I've always said it. Great fans out there in AZ. They support their team. I mean, that's crazy. That is absolutely absurd to me right now. But hey, listen, I mean, it's just certain areas. It takes a little bit more effort to turn a fan base, to get them to trust the team. I guess there's a lot of people out there who are probably going, you know what? I don't see it. I feel like we're going to go to like the game where the Dodgers wake up.
Well, how many times have we talked to our buddy Brad Sesmat, who used to be San Diego radio, now he does radio in Arizona, and he talks about the fact that the Suns are really the only big draw there. Like the Cardinals do okay, the Coyotes do really well. The Diamondbacks do nothing.
Cardinals are very similar. When I played for the Cardinals for that year, they're very similar to like the teams in LA right now, like the Rams and the Chargers. Cardinals did a great job of getting like the Steelers fan base to come down for a trip because hotels are reasonable during the fall. And if your team's playing somewhere and you live in a cold weather area like Minnesota or Pittsburgh or New England.
A lot of those people just live in Arizona during the winter.
People retire there.
Yeah.
Like they sell their homes in Massachusetts and they go and they live in a state where they're paying less state income tax and they go to the Patriots games every 4 or 5 years when they show up down there. And so, yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, I think the Diamondbacks are similar. I bet you there are a lot of Dodgers fans at Chase Field tonight.
Sure. When you were playing ball for the Cardinals, were you playing at Sun Devil Stadium?
No, we played up in Glendale.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, at the time, it was University of Phoenix Stadium. I think they've named it after,
whatever.
Yeah, it's some sort of betting website like Sports River, bettingriver.com, whatever it is. But anyways, that was my favorite place to play in the NFL. Grass field that they actually moved out into the parking lot, the players' parking lot. It baked in the sun all week. And then on weekends when we were playing, they just moved it back in on these giant wheels.
Vegas style.
Yeah, Vegas style. Exactly. They were the first one to do it. It was absolutely stunning to watch. I remember one time we had a banquet inside the stadium while the field was being moved back in for our game, and we got to watch it. I mean, it moves at like a lurching speed. It's like maybe 1 mile per hour.
It's like the tray they put the space shuttle on.
Yeah, exactly right. It has like dozens and dozens of wheels under it. Very, very cool.
I want to go check that out. That would be fascinating to me.
Just to see how it works.
Yeah.
Were you a big fan of that TV show, TD? The how it works?
How it's made?
How it's made.
I'm still a big fan of it. I mean, I will. That's like my default program. Nothing on. I'll watch How It's Made again. I mean, listen, go to episode 1, season 1. Watch how they make aluminum. Watch your mind just be blown.
It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, aluminum foil.
I watched it recently with my son, who's maybe as big of a nerd as TD. Actually, he's close, man. You and I need to have a sit down and
talk about how crayons are made.
You should trade.
You watched that one too.
That's insane.
It's insane.
You should trade Tide for Caleb. Because like Caleb makes dumb impulsive decisions, much like Rich.
Yes, yeah. I actually think they were switched at birth, just 20 years apart from each other.
Right.
Okay, so listen, a lot going on in the NFL this week. We have major updates. For example, breaking news just came down. Colts have placed Anthony Richardson on injured reserve.
Wow.
So Gardner Minshew will be the team's starting quarterback moving forward. I mean, this has just come down. Indianapolis has drafted the 4th overall pick, a quarterback for their future. And they're running into the same problems with him earlier in his career that they ran into eventually with Andrew Luck, where it became, because he was being savaged out there, his career ended too early. I'm now listen, some of this is self-inflicted. Some of it, and I'm talking Anthony Richardson not getting down, not sliding, not stepping out of bounds when, he turns back into contact sometimes. Some of it's self-inflicted by the Colts offensive play coordinator, head coach Shane Steichen, who on the 3 plays now that you can earmark and say, oh, that's when he got hurt. They're all designed runs. So I understand as a dual threat quarterback, Richardson, it's appealing to have him run the ball and tote the rock. I'm imagining, well, actually, I should say he would be their leading rusher if he played more. Zach Moss obviously is their leading rusher right now, but this is the result of too much too soon in the NFL.
So the question that comes out of it for me, Rich, is, well, if they're all designed runs, we see other quarterbacks that have designed runs all the time, and they're not necessarily getting hurt all the time. Jalen Hurts pops into mind for me. Like, yeah, a lot of them are the tush push, but he does have quite a bit of designed runs where he's getting outside the pocket and running down the sideline. Lamar Jackson, he's been hurt a couple times, but never for a super extended period of time. Now, Anthony Richardson, 5 weeks into his first season, he's been hurt 3 times.
Lamar Jackson, though, missed significant time.
Yeah.
And durability is an issue with Lamar. And I think, again, some of that self-inflicted by Lamar and some of it by the play calling. Todd Monken definitely trying to get away from a lot of those designed runs for Lamar and lean more into the passing game, although that's their bread and butter still, and everybody knows it. It's a huge concern. Deshaun Watson, I mean, he's hurt. We'll get to that in a minute. I mean, there's weird stuff going in.
Is he hurt?
Yeah. We got to talk about that.
I don't know if he's hurt.
Yeah, something funny is a brewing.
And in the NFL, if it smells fishy, it's usually a little fishy.
Yeah, where there's smoke, there's fire a lot of times.
That's probably the wrong phrase to use.
Right.
With Deshaun Watson.
I would agree.
mind.
Yeah. Some things have happened. Justin Fields, like I think he's an example of a guy who has enough elusiveness that he hasn't take really flush shots where he's getting absolutely walloped. But it is a concern when you have a mobile quarterback. And as soon as they get on this track where it's injury after injury after injury, you got to be exceptionally careful if he's going to be a franchise player for you.
Well,
okay, yeah, we started talking about postseason baseball with the Dodgers heading to Arizona. We'll get to that game in a second, but how about a series that's already all done? Baltimore lost to the Texas Rangers last night, 7-1 victory for the Rangers. Sailed through this ALDS series, 3-0 against the Baltimore Orioles.
That was the first time the Orioles have been swept all year.
That's crazy.
Isn't it?
That's crazy. The Orioles, very similar team to the Diamondbacks. Nobody was expecting anything, complete rebuild situation, and they just were the little engine that could all season long. I'm sure there's a lot of Maryland fans who are just like, come on.
We get there and then this?
Yeah. And they got beat up in this series. Go back and look at the box scores. Speaking of beaten up, Houston beats Minnesota. The Twins fall 9-1 to the Astros. That series at 2-1. And then Atlanta going to be in Philadelphia tonight, 2:00 first pitch. That'll be game 3 of that NLDS series, tied at 1. Houston is going to reset in Minnesota. That's going to be tonight at 4:00. And then the Dodgers, as we mentioned, headed to Chase Field to face the Diamondbacks.
Sweet.
6 p.m. first pitch. Game 3. Arizona leads 2-0 in the series.
This might be the only game that I watch any of this.
I can't wait.
I mean, I don't know. It's shocking to me though how little interest I have. I'm like, I don't know. Tell me who's in the World Series.
Yeah, but it's a Wednesday night. You got nothing going on. No NFL right now. I mean, Survivor does start at 8:00. Hour and a half episodes this year. It's been pretty good.
Jeff Probst.
Do you know what else is on? Forged in Fire.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Is that where they make
the
blades?
knives? Yeah.
Oh, is that Netflix?
No, it's on Discovery Channel.
Oh, it is.
It might be on History Channel. I don't know. I go back and forth between Discovery and History a lot.
Do you subscribe to Discovery Plus?
Oh, 1,000,000% yes.
There was, I mean, you
100%.
$8
didn't even need to ask.
$8 a month gets cash.
That's like a very dumb
Bring
question
it
because
on.
if he may be the only one. It doesn't matter. He was like, well, I need multiple subscriptions. What happened?
There's so much good stuff on there. You can watch how it's made whenever you want.
That's right. That's right. You really can. Yeah. And it's fantastic. Other injury updates. It's not just Anthony Richardson. Cardinals place running back James Conner on injured reserve. We were talking about that knee yesterday with Doc Chow, and we were talking about it leading up to that interview. So the Cardinals, who have been not a good team, not even close to a good team, but a sneaky competitive team, all of a sudden that division gets a little bit easier if you're the Rams, who still have a fighting chance, if you're the 49ers, who are just absolutely dominating everybody they play. I believe it's Niners-Cardinals this upcoming weekend.
No, Niners have the Browns.
Oh, Rams have the Cardinals. Rams have the Cardinals. I think that game's being played in LA. So good news for Rams fans, because I think it gets a lot easier against Arizona this weekend.
Yeah. Rams do have the Cardinals in LA. It's a 125 kickoff. You'll hear it right here on San Diego Sports 760. But James Conner, after last year, where it seemed like he scored a touchdown in pretty much every single game, if you had James Conner on your fantasy team last year, you were happy. This year, he started off a similar way. And he's maybe not getting in the end zone quite as much, but he's running good. And it's like, when's this guy going to get old? But now it's this sucks, man, because once running back injuries like this happen when you are James Conner's age, usually they beget more injuries and they beget more injuries. And I just hope this isn't the end of James Conner, who's been a really fun running back to watch in this league ever since he took over for Le'Veon Bell in Pittsburgh. And remember the storylines with him being a cancer survivor and all that. And then he really made Le'Veon Bell look kind of dumb during the holdout because James Conner came in and there was zero drop off.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be fascinating to see the trajectory of the Cardinals. And what I mean by that is we're going to find out real soon here what the plan is with Kyler Murray. And that brings us to our next topic of discussion here, which is there are a couple of quarterbacks around the NFL who I think are very viable trade candidates. And after seeing some of what we've seen over the years, Aaron Rodgers, again, offseason trade, but still ends up in a Jets uniform after being a Hall of Fame career in Green Bay. Same thing with Russell Wilson heading to Denver Broncos. Kyler Murray, Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields. Now, two of them obviously seem like you're associating Cousins with Minnesota. He's been there for a very long time.
Right.
Kyler Murray taken with, I believe it was the second over? No, he was first overall pick. First overall pick to the Cardinals. Only franchise he's played with. Justin Fields, it sort of almost felt like last year he was going to be traded at some point because the Bears were going nowhere. He was such a talent. Maybe they could get some of the value back. Which of those three would you rate as the highest probability of being traded? And maybe the soonest?
I would say in season or out of season. It feels like Kirk Cousins to me could be the first one to go, although Justin Fields is doing his best to make a highlight reel of this season. But for some reason, I feel like they'll keep him till the end. He's got one more season here in Chicago. Kirk Cousins, I could see a mid-season trade happening.
Yeah, TD, I think I agree with you, especially if the Vikings take a turn for the worst here with Justin Jefferson out and they start losing a couple games in a row. Like when you bring in a new head coach like Kevin O'Connell, who is considered one of the better offensive minds in the NFL, I think you kind of want to give him a chance to build up the organization with a quarterback that he wants, a young quarterback. And maybe Kirk, while statistically he's been great over the years, and I even had him as a dark horse candidate for MVP this year, which mistake. But if Kirk Cousins isn't that guy and you're going to move on from Justin Jefferson at the trade deadline, then maybe it's time to move both of them. Could you imagine the haul of draft picks you would get if you move Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson at the trade deadline to separate teams? You're talking 4 first-round picks.
Can you imagine the implosion in Minnesota, though, Fletch? I mean, people lose their minds.
I think they'd be okay with it. I think they want to like rebuild this thing because it hasn't worked with Kirk Cousins yet.
Okay.
Kirk Cousins, I don't think is the problem.
I don't either.
And
But
I think-
it hasn't
yeah.
worked with him.
I agree with you. And TD, like, perfectly stated, people will lose their minds. And it will be a hopeless season without, obviously, your starting quarterback and your star receiver.
Mhm.
However, if I'm Caleb Williams and all of a sudden it's the Vikings who stink out loud, and I want to play for a franchise with an offensive-minded head coach who's going to look at my game film from college and help me be develop into the pro I want to be. KOC, man, Kevin O'Connell,
Yeah.
Aztec for life, one of the best quarterbacks who ever played at San Diego State, one of the brightest, youngest offensive minds in the league right now. All of a sudden, like, the Vikings would be a very viable candidate. He doesn't want to go to Arizona. He made that very clear. He's like, well, listen, I mean, they're tanking for me. I'm going to stay at USC.
And if the Vikings do move both those pieces, they'll have enough capital to move up to the first overall pick, even if they're not last.
No question. No question.
Mhm. By the way, the Cardinals, where we called them out at the beginning of the season saying, are they completely tanking this thing? I don't think they are. The
No.
Cardinals look like they're trying and
Josh
playing
Dobbs
and trying
is too good.
Yeah.
Well, the players don't want to lose. Every single one of those players realizes what this is. They know that they're playing for their next job, and it could be with the Arizona Cardinals, or it could be an audition for one of the other 31 teams in the NFL. All these guys are prideful athletes. They're fighting for something, whether it's just for each other or just for themselves. So, yeah, it's kind of like that old Geno Smith line, right? They wrote me off, but I didn't write back.
Yeah.
Well, that's the Arizona Cardinals this year. They're going to win in spite of their coaching staff and their front office. Okay, we have a lot going on in the NFL. We're going to get to a big storyline coming up next. But first, I want to talk to you about the Good Feet store. They've been in practice for over 30 years. And if you've never heard about them, let me explain my experience with the Good Feet store. After a 6-year NFL career, a lot of bumps and bruises, knee pain, back pain. I started getting some hip pain, and I went to the Good Feet store, honestly, just on a referral. Somebody was like, hey, do you want to go get your arch supports done? And the three of us went down there, and I didn't really think it was going to work. I honestly didn't. But it makes sense when you really think about it. You put these arch supports in your shoes, it creates a better platform for you to walk around on. And then all of a sudden, after a couple of days to a week, I just started feeling all of the back pain melt away. The knee pain dissipated. The hip pain that was coming on pretty strong, that's gone. I don't feel it anymore. So if you're like me and you're suffering with joint pain and you're just living with it, you're like, I just got a bad knee. Don't stop there. Go to the Good Feet store, have one of their trained professionals have a look at your situation and get you fitted for the arch supports that are right for you. Goodfeet.com to book your appointment or find your nearest store. Okay, something is stinking in Cleveland, and I'll give you a hint. It's brown. That's next.
Something does not pass the smell test out in Cleveland. We'll talk about it next.
This update is presented by Mercedes-Benz. Starting off here in Major League Baseball's postseason, the Rangers become the first team to advance to the championship series. They sweep the Orioles in 3 games, capped off by a 7-1 win last night. Other ALDS series, Astros take a 2-1 series lead over the Twins with a 9-1 win last night. Tonight, the D-backs could clinch the series against the Dodgers in Arizona. Diamondbacks lead the Dodgers 2-0. And if you're looking to get set for the Aztecs' next matchup with Hawaii coming up on Saturday, be sure to tune into the Brady Hoke Coaches Show tonight right here on San Diego Sports 760 and the free iHeart app. That begins at 6 o'clock as the head coach of the Aztecs, Brady Hoke, joins John Schaefer and Rich Ornberger for a full hour. From the versatile EQB to the sublime EQS sedan, Mercedes-Benz makes electric extraordinary. The vehicles are all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQ.
San Diego Sports 760. It's Big Rich. It's TD. It's Fletch. And man, oh man, we got a packed show. We got a pair of tickets to go see the Foo Fighters with the Hives and Alex G. It's happening Wednesday, August 7th at Petco Park. Tickets and info at livenation.com. A family 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld Hallow Scream. I cannot wait to go to Hallow Scream. I love these haunted houses and mazes and all that stuff. Can't wait to get over there. Actually, people from SeaWorld are going to be joining us in the 8 o'clock hour, so stay tuned for that. And also a pair of tickets to see ZZ Top at Humphreys by the Bay with special guest Ash Easton. It's happening October 18th. HumphreysConcerts.com is where you go if you want to buy tickets.
ZZ Top, they got the beards.
They got the beards. They got their guitars latched onto their belt buckles so they can spin them while they play. Come on. You know ZZ Top.
I know, they got the
They're
beards.
like the coolest, man.
They got the beards.
They're just looking for some tush.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, we should play that song just as a bed under this segment.
Are they big fans of the Philadelphia Eagles?
You understand why?
Yeah.
I'm just looking for some touch. I'm looking for a good time. I'm going down to Cleveland place. I'm called back.
That's right. Yeah.
I
gotta work out these knots.
Yeah. I got some back pain, and so I got a rub, and then I turned over for well, you get the point.
Yeah.
So is Deshaun Watson actually hurt?
I don't know.
Because he was cleared to play in their last game before the bye.
He was
That
a
is
healthy
correct.
scratch, right?
Yeah.
No, he held himself out, said he wasn't feeling 100% ready to go. But
Right.
he was cleared medically. And
That
so
is
now
correct.
he's still questionable heading into this game after the bye.
Whoa. He's still questionable, however, still cleared medically.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's good to go.
So was he ever hurt? I'm confused.
We don't know.
So
And if
he was an apparent shoulder injury, right? That was the official injury after their 27-3 win over the Titans.
It was some sort of bruise.
In week 3. Yeah, it wasn't anything like crazy. I'm pretty sure it was his non-throwing shoulder. I'm pretty sure it was like a bruised clavicle or like an AC sprain, like similar to what Anthony Richardson has, but it's on his non-throwing side. I mean, look, this could be one of those situations where medically the team doctors have cleared Watson and he's not ready to come back. So they're kind of throwing him under the bus. This happened to me once in my career. It was described when I went on IR one year with the Chargers. Actually, it was my final season. Our head coach at the time was Mike McCoy, and he made the announcement that I put myself on injured reserve, which, by the way, is impossible. A player can't put himself on injured reserve. It's not how it works. But he literally, I mean, he held a press conference, it was a post-game press conference, whatever it was, or it was like the Monday morning or the Wednesday morning, whatever it was. And somebody asked about my status, and he goes, he's elected to have surgery, and he put himself on IR. I was like, what the hell is going on over there? Anyways, so there are certain coaches, certain front office people who get really sensitive about injury situations. And also players. And so this could be one of those situations. However, given Deshaun Watson's sordid past, anytime weirdness comes up with Deshaun, especially since we're not that far removed from all of these sexual assault allegations that he's still facing maybe in civil court. I don't know how many of those have been settled. If all of them have, that would be news to me. It's a little weird. It's a little weird what's going on. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, so he did tweet out. He actually, I think he did an interview where he said, "Hey, I'm okay. I'll play versus the Ravens despite being questionable. I'll be there." Well, he didn't play against the Ravens. And then his coach was asked about it, and he said, "Yeah, I mean, it became a very easy decision for us to sit him out." Well, why? Like you didn't jump into that. What was the easy decision? Because he said he was going to play. He was medically cleared to play. So what is the hang up then that you're not having him out there? And you're right, Rich. I mean, that's where our heads go. I mean, all we have is the track record that we have of Deshaun Watson. So you look to it immediately.
I'll read this from, this from the Daily Caller, so take it or leave it, but the details leaking from Cleveland surrounding his practice habits in the last month are downright bizarre. Leading up to the Ravens game, Watson practiced in a limited capacity, participated in a media session, seemingly indicating business as usual, but 2 days before the game, he threw one pass at practice and walked off the field. Despite the lack of practice and speculation that he wouldn't, Watson, as you just mentioned, assured members of the media that he would play, but ultimately he was inactive in the blowout loss. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski, who has been notoriously secretive about his players' injuries, outright told the media that outright told the media the decision not to play was Watson's. So Stefanski outed his quarterback, saying that this guy is telling us he can't go, not the other way around.
Well, and it wouldn't be a leverage play because Deshaun Watson already got all the money in the world to play quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. But if he's not playing quarterback and he wanted to do a leverage play, DTR looked terrible replacing him as a backup. Like he looked rushed. He threw a bunch of picks. He looked awful against a Ravens defense, which is very good. So I just don't know what Deshaun's getting out of this. The Browns definitely aren't getting a win out of this. Well, and DTR is going to get worse for this.
Stefanski went on to say the piece there that's important is medically cleared versus functionally able to do your job. I think with all of our guys, when you're working through an injury, you need to be able to functionally perform.
It's his non-throwing shoulder.
Right. But listen, you need a lot of massage work on a bad shoulder. And if there's anybody who knows his body and what his body needs, it's Deshaun Watson.
I think, would Phillip ever miss a game for something like this? Would Brady ever miss a game for any? Would most name 31 other quarterbacks? Would they miss a game for something like
looking
this?
for some touch.
The answer's no. Like if you go around the league to every single starting quarterback right now, and it was a non-throwing shoulder bone bruise, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah,
they're not missing time.
Well, listen, this is not an excuse. And trust me, if what the allegations against Deshaun Watson are accurate in every report, he's put people through more trauma than he'll ever endure.
Mm.
But I will say this, just for a second, imagine if he truly 100% believes he was innocent of everything that happened to him. Like whether he's innocent or not, perception is reality. Imagine if he 100% believes that he's innocent. Okay. So in his mind, he just went through one of the most traumatic experiences anybody could ever deal with. I mean, outside of much more awful circumstances. I mean, some of the things we're seeing all over Twitter in the Middle East. I mean, look, the point is there's worse things, but being
publicly shamed,
being completely excommunicated from the community you belong to. And in your heart, and again, the truth is, we're not talking about the truth. We're talking about how he feels. If he feels he's innocent, if he feels he's 100% innocent, imagine the trauma he's endured over the past 2.5 years.
I get it, but $230 million.
I get it.
I mean,
I know. And I'm telling you, I don't know how I would react to all this. This is such a weird story. That's the reason why I started saying it the way I said it, which is, dude, like anytime he has any little weird hiccup in his career for the rest of his career, we're going to be saying, yeah, what's going on?
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. I completely agree with you, Rich. I think you are spot on. I also wonder if he just wants one more week off here because they know it's going to be an easy win this weekend.
Yeah. Well, maybe so.
He's not going to want to face that Niners defense. What? I wouldn't. But what's unfortunate is when you think about
Dorian Thompson-Robinson goes out there and just balls out.
No, he'll die.
That would be the best.
Like I'm scared.
He's not going to die.
No, I'm scared.
He's a grown-ass man. He's a football player.
But when you think about who Deshaun Watson was before all of this, like when he was first starting with the Houston Texans, everyone was like, oh my God, this guy is top 4 quarterback in this league right now. Some of the plays he were making, getting the Houston Texans to the postseason pretty much every year he was quarterbacking, he was incredible. And then all this happened, and since he's been a Cleveland Brown and he signed the big contract, he just hasn't even looked like a shell of that person.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, man, if there's something going on up in the head because there are outside factors that are eating up your bandwidth of your brain, it's hard to work.
That's my point. Even $230 million. Look, this guy is a multimillionaire. I'm not saying that he doesn't need another single dollar the rest of his life, but I'm pretty sure if he was smart with his money, he could retire comfortably today. What incentivizes you, obviously, when you're an athlete are two things. Professionally, the money you can make, but also you're driven internally with this desire to compete.
Yeah.
But if something traumatic happens to you, again, this is from his perspective, not from mine. If he believes he's innocent and he's withstood all of this, and now he's kind of trying to put back the pieces of his life, this could all be mental. Like the shoulder thing could just be something because maybe he's dealing with some anxieties right now. Again, I don't feel particularly bad for Deshaun Watson. I don't think a lot of people feel bad for Deshaun Watson, but this is very weird behavior. And I'm really interested to see where it goes because frankly, we just saw Chandler Jones have an experience that was bizarre and uncomfortable. And he had been arrested a couple of times over the past 2 weeks. And a lot of people are pointing to CTE. That's a major concern with a quarterback who's taken as many hits to the head as Deshaun Watson over the course of his career as well. All right, let's move on from this one. let's get to we'll stay in the NFL, but we'll get to this. This league is scripted. The NFL has a script, and we have the proof coming up next. We got ZZ Top tickets.
Yeah.
They're going to be at Humphreys by the Bay. So if you want those tickets for the Wednesday, October 18th show, that's going to be, what is that? Next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, you can check them out at humphreysconcerts.com or just be waiting for about 5 minutes. We're going to be giving a pair of tickets to a caller.
We should go
What
see
song was
ZZ
that?
Top.
Oh, what song was
That was
Just looking for some touch?
no.
Oh,
Was that
okay.
Legs? No, Legs is no. What is that song?
ZZ Top. I'm going to look
Hold
up
on.
all their
Yeah,
songs.
that's,
Either way, that was super impressive.
Oh,
You guys-
LaGrange.
LaGrange, yeah, LaGrange.
LaGrange.
LaGrange, yeah, that is good.
You
Play
guys
LaGrange.
are Aka perfect.
Now that we have the computer free and we can play a music bed, give us something, ZZ.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on.
It's like at 50%.
God,
sweet,
we don't have the
sweet.
computer yet.
Sweet hammer.
What?
All right. So at 6, let's call it 6:54. So our app listeners could get
Mhm.
involved here. And if you're listening on the free iHeartRadio app, we appreciate it. Share it with friends. That's the best way to help out this show. Send a link. We'll also be posting content to Big Rich TD Fletch all
There we
over Instagram, all over
LaGrange.
TikTok. Oh my gosh. it's so-
Lagrange.
Woo!
I don't know. You Frenched it up there. That sounded pretty good. I love it. I love this song.
Oh, dude.
I mean,
This is rock and roll, man.
this is the song that makes me want to buy a motorcycle.
Hell yes.
Dude, you know what I mean?
We
Just
should get motorcycles done.
1,000%.
This is such a good idea.
Can you imagine how cool we would look if we showed up places, the three of us on motorcycles, and
Like
just
all on one?
well, actually, now you're really thinking outside the box, and I like it a lot. But I was thinking, like, we all buy like ridiculous motorcycles, ones that do not suit our personalities, and we park them all in the same
Like
parking
choppers,
space.
like big, like
With the
ape
gor-
hanger bars.
with the
and-
gorilla handlebars.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that one. I have too much armpit sweat.
No, that's better for you. Though.
Yeah, you
You
get
air them
air-
out.
air 'em out.
Air them out. Yeah, big long stretch on that front wheel and a back tire that's like 18 inches wide.
So, Rich, you teased that the NFL was scripted.
Yeah.
You want to lay this one out for us?
Okay,
And I got
yeah.
a conspiracy theory for you.
My gosh, yes.
What?
Okay, this is fantastic. So I have a theory. I came up with it this morning. So I woke up almost in a cold sweat, and I was like, Justin Jefferson's going to be a Kansas City Chief. Like, it happened just like that. I was like,
We double book.
yeah. I woke up and I was just like, oh, nothing's ever made more sense to me in my life. So Justin Jefferson all of a sudden has a hamstring injury. It's serious enough that he's about to be placed on injured reserve. Hasn't yet, but it appears.
Officially this morning.
Oh, he did?
has.
Okay. So there you go. He's on IR. The Vikings are going to continue to spiral. They've been bad this season.
Mhm.
The Chiefs, I believe, are going to find a way to trade for Justin Jefferson.
They
The
could use it.
Chiefs are again going to host the AFC Championship game.
Wow.
And
Wow.
Taylor Swift is going to play the halftime show at the AFC Championship game at Arrowhead Stadium wearing a number 87 Travis Kelce jersey that says Mr. Pfizer on the back.
Wow.
And the Swifties are going to lose their minds.
Wow.
And, Rich, I would call that consequential.
Did you just drop a mic?
Yeah.
Did you drop an invisible microphone?
What's
Fictitious mic?
amazing is it's almost like someone told you that was going to happen yesterday.
No. Listen, you brought this up. And even though it had
Hold
nothing
on.
to do with our conversation, I told you afterward. It's a really good point, and it's something we should discuss because
Here's-
Justin Jefferson's heading somewhere.
Here's the only problem I have with the scenario. Taylor Swift is not going to play the AFC Championship game because that's JV to the Super Bowl.
Hang on, though. She's going to do it for her boo.
You think?
She's not going to do it for the NFL.
But can you imagine? Oh, wait, she can't parachute in. Wait, does the roof open in Vegas?
AFC Championship would be in Arrowhead.
No, I'm
in
saying,
this
but the
scenario.
Super Bowl,
Oh, yeah.
if all of a sudden she came out as a special
Not in
guest.
Vegas. I don't
It
think
doesn't
so.
open?
No.
Allegiant
Okay,
doesn't
well,
open?
then she'll have to shoot out of the ground then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Michael Jackson style.
Dude, that would be amazing.
So
right?
that all would be amazing if it wasn't a hoax between Travis and Taylor.
Wait a second.
Now there is a
What
new.
about love?
This was off of Reddit last night, and I was scrolling through.
Okay, all right. Okay, good.
It's
good,
a conspiracy theory,
All right.
full blown. But
Also, I
it,
got some stuff on Wikipedia I need to share. Go ahead.
it supports my point.
which is the reason why I'm using it.
The Eras Tour, while everybody was spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars to go see Taylor Swift or get a glimpse of her, even like spots behind the stage at SoFi were selling for ridiculous amounts of money. There was a complaint about that tour that the
Not
amount,
enough NFL.
No, it was so much private jet fuel and environmentalist.
Oh, I brought this up.
So remember, it was like
Yeah.
a big deal.
Mhm.
So they think that she Walt Disney'd this thing.
Yep.
Where
yep.
Disney did Frozen to replace Frozen from searching to immediately go to Walt Disney's head. Taylor Swift. Now, when you search Taylor Swift jets, the first thing that pops up isn't articles about the amount of environmental waste that she's providing with her private jet use. Now it's the Sunday Night Football between the Chiefs and the Jets.
Does anyone Google Taylor Swift jets?
They were when she was causing a wreck out of this beloved environment that we have.
I disagree with that. I'm going to
No,
guess
Travis, it was
that,
a thing. There was articles written about how much.
I believe it was a thing, but I mean, it was a thing for what, a couple hundred people that wrote that they could write an article with a headline and try to create some hate, and then now they have a Reddit thread. I just don't believe that the majority of the population are going, if Taylor Swift would stop flying around the country, we would finally have clean air.
You know
Except
what I
maybe
found
her
out?
PR people.
I found out that more methane is released by termites than any other CO2 emitter on the planet.
And cows, I
we
think,
never
too.
talk about the termite problem that we have here.
Like
in the
farting
country.
cows are a big problem also.
Yeah, well, bovine, but they even outpace cows, termites, because they create methane, I guess, when they digest wood and stuff. Dude, look, I'm not a scientist, but I say kill all the termites.
That's a good idea. We don't need them. We don't need them termites.
Maybe we should start eating them.
What?
Yeah.
Start eating the termites?
Yeah, for protein.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
4.7 ounces of termites is so many termites.
that'd be a
my
lot
gosh.
of termites.
That would be a lot of termites. And I'll tell you right now, that is exactly how dialed in we are. We know exactly how many ounces of food we're eating because we've been on the reduction phase of sdfatloss.com for the past, we're closing in on 30 days, boys. Actually,
I think we just passed it.
Today is 31. Today is 31 days on the reduction phase. Okay. Nobody knows what I'm talking about here unless you've done sdfatloss.com. And if you haven't yet, and you're thinking about some of the tricky pounds that you've been dying to lose, or you're thinking about, well, I mean, just flat out. I mean, if you're fat, like I am, and currently in the process of not being anymore, like all three of us were. I mean, I've lost 30, let's see, I was 267 this morning, 301 was the starting point 4 weeks ago. I'm down 34 pounds. 34 pounds in 4 weeks.
That's
Ben's
incredible.
lost over 25. Travis, you've lost
Right over 25. I'm
Just over 25.
right just on the
You've
edge
been
of
doing
26.
this for 4 weeks.
You want to know something crazy?
What's that?
You're lighter now than I was when I started.
Oh my gosh. That's a great number.
This
It's
is
a great
insanity.
stat. Come on.
I never thought this would happen to me. I honestly have tried a lot of different ways to lose weight. I'm looking better. I'm wearing a shirt that I couldn't fit in 30 days ago. That I'm 100%, like the buttons would have literally broken windows in this studio had I tried to put this shirt on 30 days ago. So again, if I can do it, you can do it. I had a hard time sticking to any diet plan after finishing my NFL career. sdfatloss.com works. They've got a phone number to call. I'll get that to you in just a second. I want to pull up this ad read. 858-665-3211. That's 858-665-3211. You got to do it, right? If you're concerned about your health, if you're looking in the mirror and you're saying, I want to make it to see grandkids, I want to get my cholesterol numbers down. I want to maybe get off this diabetes medication. Weight loss is a key to curing a lot what ails you. And if you need a place to start and you've been struggling for a long time, sdfatloss.com. Okay, those ZZ Top tickets, they're available right now if you call 844-570-1360. That's 844-570-1360. Call right now if you want to see ZZ Top at Humphreys by the Bay. And coming up next, we've got some beef all over the NFL. We're going to get to that on the other side. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Big Rich Medium Floods with you. And we have grade A USDA prime 100% grass-fed, grain-finished beef in the NFL. I mean, beef everywhere you look.
It's what's for dinner.
It is a delicious, a huge source of protein.
You guys remember that ad campaign?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was like, what was that? Early 90s?
Yeah.
That was the ad campaign. Beef. It's what's for dinner.
It would have been 2000s because I remember that vividly.
Maybe.
It's one of those things where you hear slogans and slug lines like for advertisers, and you think to yourself like somebody woke up late for a meeting, get 1 million, and came running in, and then met with the boss on the elevator. And was like, "Oof, he's not there. That means I'm not late." Oh, good. And then
You got that slug line for us, Rick?
yeah, I do. This is for the American bovine farmers. That's right, boss. That's right, Mr. Fredrickson. And the slug line is beef. It's what's for dinner.
Yum. By the way, Rich, TD, we do have our daily. What the hell did TD just put in the rundown link? It's right there under.
Let's see what it is.
Yeah.
Come on. Speaking of beef. Oh dear God. Oh, okay. We'll get to the NFL beef in a second.
This is HBO Max, whatever we want to call it. This is their highest rated program.
Wow. It's called Naked Attraction. Okay. It is a dating show where people are behind curtains.
I've nearly spit out whatever was in my mouth here.
And they slowly raise the curtain so you can see all the man and lady bits.
That's right.
And then they slowly raise it again so you can see the rest of them.
And apparently some of the man bits start sooner than others.
Yeah, they do. We're going to need a longer blur line on contestant number 2.
And one of the lady contestants went, I'll choose 2. You don't even need to go. You don't even need to raise the rest. I'm just going to choose 2. That's the one I'm going with.
Just based on size.
Just based on size alone.
Wow.
She chose that contestant, and then she had to go to the hospital.
Oh my
because he broke her.
What? Wait a second. I didn't even know that was possible. And I mean, I'm sure some people have had a hard time accommodating. Look, what if make is like so what? So it was like one of those like him.
I didn't need to dive any deeper on this.
You mean like
Never mind.
Nicely done. Nicely done. No, she couldn't have. She would have died if it would have been a deeper dive.
Oh, dude, you know what? Actually, now that we mention, holy cow! I read this story. I actually read the follow-up. The dude with the huge fonts, he actually died too from getting high-fived too much by all his friends for having a woman hospitalized after having sex with her because they were just like. Let's get to the NFL.
It's okay, but they're not a couple.
They're not.
Yeah,
And they'll never
just they weren't compatible.
right. You know, sometimes it's
Different strokes for different folks.
That's perfectly stated.
Speaking of beef, sorry, that was all my.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a second. That's very, very funny.
But speaking of beef, the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers had a little bit of a game on Sunday Night Football. I say a little bit of a game because after the first 10 minutes, it was over. But George Kittle, if you notice, after it wasn't even his touchdown, it was a different touchdown that someone else scored. He lifts up his jersey, and underneath his jersey is a T-shirt that says F Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this goes all the way back to the 90s when there was some game, and I can't remember which Niner had it on, but he wore an F Dallas shirt.
Wow.
So George Kittle, paying homage to that, does that. And then Micah Parsons on his podcast talks about how personal it was because George Kittle was wearing a T-shirt that made him upset. I'd be upset about the score, Micah, more than anything else. But this has now set off a
Okay.
series of events. So where do you guys want to start with this?
Okay.
We have audio from everybody.
All right,
I would like to start with, would you be upset as a fan if a Dallas Cowboy had a shirt on that said F them Niners?
Is the score 42-10 in favor of the Niners? Then no.
Okay, so it doesn't bother you as long as you get the win. All right,
You're lying.
So Niners,
I'm really not.
trounced the
Dude, the
Cowboys.
more beef, the better. I love this.
Well, and then Micah. All right, how about let's start there. So, star standout edge rusher for the Dallas Cowboys on his own podcast had this to say. Just trust.
Just trust.
I mean, that's what I always say.
I got my shirt on right now. It says it.
Big trust.
Just trust.
Just
There it
trust.
is. Okay. Well, listen, so he's saying basically he's foreshadowing that the Dallas Cowboys and the 49ers are going to be in the postseason playing each other again. And he says next time it's going to look a little different. Well, Niners standout receiver Deebo Samuel made I believe it was a Monday morning trip on Up and Adams with Kay Adams. While she was interviewing the star, she decided to play that clip from Micah's podcast. Here was Deebo's retort.
It was already personal before the game started. Now, 42-10, I don't think you want to see us again. It might be a little bit worse.
Can we just make them play again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that.
Just switch some things around, make this happen. I mean, this is the stuff where you go, come on, please meet in the postseason.
I mean,
please.
if the NFL is scripted like we proved last hour,
Mhm.
Proved
okay,
it beyond a doubt.
we proved it beyond a doubt.
Shadow of a doubt.
No question about
Yeah,
it.
and Taylor Swift is playing the Super Bowl halftime show.
She's either playing the Super Bowl or the AFC Championship
One of the two.
halftime show.
Yeah,
one of the two. She'll be there.
Mhm.
Oh, I promise you.
Mhm.
Actually, she's in Tokyo during the Super Bowl so it most likely will be the AFC Championship game.
Oh,
Either
wait,
way.
she's in Tokyo?
She is. She's on the Era's World Tour portion of the tour.
But her
Wow.
private jet goes everywhere.
Yeah.
Good point.
Just emitting emissions.
All the fumes.
Just so much
Mhm.
CO2,
Mhm.
even more than termites, some say.
What-
All right. Let's move on to the second clip of NFL beef. This one's unrelated to any conflict between players. This one's Al Michaels. So he is the play-by-play voice of Thursday Night Football, long time broadcaster in the NFL. We just learned something from the 70-plus-year-old Al Michaels that we never knew, and it is, quite frankly, I mean, Al's my spirit animal. I love
Is it true that you have never knowingly eaten a vegetable in your life?
That is true.
That is true.
I was born when my parents were 18 and my mother hadn't even read Dr. Spock at that point. So she just let me have the run of the course. And I always pushed the vegetables away. To this day, no. And I guess what I've
No.
proven, Chris, is that man does not need vegetables to survive.
But is it just
Saying
possible
that so long.
that you would like, I'm thinking of one of the more non-objectionable vegetables, a carrot?
Oh, please.
A
Please.
carrot?
No, I can't. No, that's an objectionable vegetable.
I mean, really? What? I mean, how would you know? You've never tasted it.
I look at it. I just don't even like the look of it.
I love him. I
Okay.
love him. However, I feel like you should have gone with, what about a potato?
Dude, yeah, because all right, so I clipped out this minute-long clip and I put it on Twitter, and there was an insane amount of reaction. It was an insane amount of reaction. There were people who were just laughing along like us and really more in support of Al Michaels living his best life.
Mhm.
There were people who were wholly horrified by the fact that he's never eaten a vegetable. There were people who were calling him out saying he's a liar. They're like, French fries, ketchup, please. But I don't know, man. Al Michaels sounds like a pretty principled guy. And what's her name? Michelle Tafoya used to work sidelines with Al and Chris when they were at NBC, actually responded to the tweet. And Michelle said that one time they convinced him, I think, to try Brussels sprout. I forget what she said in the tweet. But one time when they went out to a steak dinner and he spit it out.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
I love Brussels sprouts.
I love Brussels sprouts too, but I don't think they're your gateway vegetable. You don't want to
No,
start with
that's a
them.
good
You don't want to
point.
start with a Brussels sprout.
Yeah.
No, what he needs to do is do what I've been doing recently on sdfatloss.com, which is making my broccoli to where I do it in the air fryer and it almost tastes like a chip.
You keep saying that. You keep saying that. And I did it the other night, and I'll be damned. I was like, it's good. It does not taste like a chip.
That is correct. It tastes like broccoli.
Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I burned the hell out of mine.
I did the same thing.
They're charred really, really hard. And then I dip them. I think we bought like this ranch dressing.
I dip 'em
You
in
didn't do it on
sriracha.
purpose.
Oh, sriracha.
Oh, wow.
Because sriracha is 0 calories,
Yeah.
0 everything.
Well, I was using buffalo sauce.
Yeah, buffalo
Yeah.
sauce. I put that on everything.
My tummy's rumbling, thinking about veggies.
They should have a slogan.
Okay, so those, yeah, they really should. And it should be Hot Pockets. All right, let's hit halftime here. And then on the other side of halftime, we have to announce when it is that you are going to win your next tickets. We have Hollow Scream at SeaWorld San Diego. We also have Foo Fighters tickets, a pair still available on the show. And we have 2 more clips of NFL Grade A USDA prime beef. But first, this.
I see a bunch of guys playing with their technique and fundamentals.
It's halftime. All right, TD, what do you got for us?
Well, CBS Sports dropped their Week 6 power rankings yesterday. And boys, tell me if any of these top 5 teams jump out at you. Number 1, the 49ers.
Okay.
Number 2, the Eagles.
Yeah, makes sense.
Number 3, the Chiefs.
I'm with you.
Number 4, the Dolphins.
All right.
Okay. Number 5, the Detroit Lions.
Wow.
I mean, I don't. This has never happened in my lifetime where I'm looking at a top 5 power ranked team as the Detroit Lions, and it's pretty fun.
They're a good team, man.
Right?
And everybody is loving on Ben Johnston. Johnston? I always get it.
Johnson.
That's because you got
Is there a
Johnson
team?
on the mind a lot.
Yeah.
Is there a T in there?
No.
There's no T.
Mm-mm.
No T
Who
needed.
has the T?
Right over
Is
here.
it Quentin Johnston.
And the D.
I got
Yeah.
T and D.
Yeah.
The Chargers receiver, is that Quentin
Oh,
Johnston?
Quentin Johnston. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
you must
yeah.
be thinking of.
Yesterday
They look so
morning, there were talks in Denver that the Broncos could be looking to have a fire sale if they keep losing. Late yesterday afternoon, Sean Payton said the Broncos were not looking to do business with any of our players. And speaking of beef, 11 days left, maybe it's 10 days now, whatever the count is, before the Steelers take the field again. But Pittsburgh sport fans, they didn't miss a chance to call for the Steelers coach to get the axe. Chants of Fire Canada rang out during the Penguins' first game of the season last night.
Wow.
The whole stadium chanting Fire Matt Canada.
Matt Canada is going through it right now. I feel so bad for this guy. We're just talking about like being publicly ostracized and sort of excommunicated.
He can't even go out to eat in Pittsburgh.
I mean, dude, this is like the Salem witch trials, except nobody's getting murdered or burned at the stake. Anyways, moving on to
Pretty
NFL.
close, though. I mean, it's the same.
I would agree. I would agree. Drown him. He's a witch. Too soon. 1600s. All right. Check this out. Mark Schlereth. Let's play this one first. Mark Schlereth is a Super Bowl winning offensive lineman with the Denver Broncos from years past. Mark Schlereth is a radio show host in Denver. Mark Schlereth watches Denver football with a keen eye for what sticks out to him, especially offensively, that needs to be fixed. And he gave his thoughts on a recent breakdown of what ails Russell Wilson and this offense. He went on to roast Cortland Sutton on the scramble drill for not making any effort to come back to the football, to help out Russ, to bail him out when he's scrambling. So,
Look, there's a lot of problems in Denver.
TD, you are our resident Broncos fan. I mean, when you watch these games, the last thing you would hope to see is guys having a piss poor effort. Have you noticed any of that?
Oh, yeah. But I think we've complained about that as Bronco fans for the past year and a half now. So, yeah, we have made these complaints, both my son and I, of how is Sutton not coming back for the ball?
Yeah.
Or how is Jerry Jeudy not holding on to that ball or dropping these passes? Russell Wilson would have better stats if his players helped him out a little bit. The problem with Russell Wilson, and we talked about it earlier this week, just like rookie made mistakes of get rid of the ball, man. He has fumbles, he has turnovers, there are passes that are just absolutely awful. But when the team isn't helping you out, yeah, I mean, he's right here. I mean, this is not good. And when there was talks of Denver's going to completely rebuild, as a Denver fan, I thought, yeah, let's rock and roll, man.
I was listening to some capologist yesterday, and you can't even get out of Russ's contract easily.
No.
Like, you're stuck.
Yeah, it's probably going to be one more year of Russell Wilson, who, again, if you're looking at the numbers, Russell Wilson having a much better year than last season. But it's just these poor decisions tear things down. But I'm thinking one more year of Russell Wilson, and then they probably just eat it.
Moving on to our last and final example of NFL beef. I mean, we're talking about grass-fed here. We're talking about, I mean, listen.
It's a tough, chewy kind.
Yeah. This is the kind of beef that, you're a little concerned with. Maybe it's been treated with antibiotics because it's all about big pharma.
God, that was good.
That was so good.
So Aaron Rodgers had his weekly hit on the Pat McAfee show. And yesterday, he was talking about his recent beef with Travis Kelce, who he recently referred to as Mr. Pfizer. And then Travis Kelce fired back at Aaron Rodgers. And then this is what Aaron Rodgers had to say yesterday.
Wow.
Holy
Yeah.
he made up the word. You know what? There's going to be a lot of people who listen to that quote with pure disdain, and I understand why. I love honesty. I don't mind if you're a smart person or you're a dumb person. I don't mind if you're a good guy or a complete a-hole. I just want to know for sure where I stand with you. The only way to know is if you're honest. I really, really find it refreshing how honest he is. Again, a lot of what he says is disagreeable to a lot of people, but no other starting quarterback in the NFL talks this way. It's absolutely bonkers to hear somebody just speak their mind. And yeah, he knows he's dividing the room, but he's doing it with a smile. He knows exactly what he's doing.
1,000,000%.
You guys don't think this is a little attention grabby?
Oh, of course.
Like,
Well,
I'm not playing right now,
He's
but I'm
on
still
one of
going to
the-
do my weekly hit.
Yeah,
Yes, of course.
I'm not playing right now, but now I'm just going to make some other things up.
He's getting paid by, I don't know who the chief sponsor is with Pat McAfee, but he's getting paid a certain amount of money.
Well, I'm sure now it's ESPN.
It could be ESPN, but they have sponsors pay these things where you come on the show once a week and it's $100,000 or something like that. I mean, I'm serious. Like, it's big time stuff. And he's a needle mover. Like, when he shows up on Pat McAfee and says some stuff, all of a sudden people, they're watching and they're listening. And it's because, again, normally we're used to TD, and you're used to it now with 2 years of Russell Wilson, gee shucks, we're just out there trying 100%.
That's right.
Yeah, we believe.
You want a sandwich?
Well, because people just want to toe the line. They want to be, in the middle. They don't want to offend anyone on either side of any aisle, whatever that aisle may be. And Aaron Rodgers didn't care. And now it's almost like, you know what? I'm already in it. I got people who love me or hate me for whatever my beliefs are. Whatever. This is it, man. I'll call it out.
Toeing the line. I drive a Toyota 4Runner and I have a trailer hitch. I've never actually towed anything. I like knowing I can. You know what I mean? I promise you, I probably never will, but I just like knowing it's there.
Do you want to just go get a U-Haul after the show today just so you can try?
Yeah, I'll just haul you guys around.
All right.
We'll put you in armchairs. Look, the point is the Toyota, the 4Runner that we drive, it's versatile. You could tow if you're a camper or if you're a big time traveler, if you're moving across town. You can fold down the back row of seats and you can stow a lot and still have the middle row and the front row for people, right? It's a people mover also. You fold up that back row. You got plenty of room for all the people that visit here in San Diego constantly. We're going to have some visitors this weekend. It's just the way it goes. The 4Runner is perfect for our family. It's a smaller SUV, but they have a whole line of SUVs. They have a whole line of pickup trucks. They have a whole line of cars, electrified vehicles. Toyota, if you haven't looked into them, you should today. I've been thrilled with my experience. I bought my Toyota from one of our San Diego County Toyota dealers right here in San Diego. And it took me 30 minutes to make the decision. I knew what I wanted when I walked onto the lot. I just didn't know if I wanted to buy used or new. I bought new. Best decision we've ever made in terms of a car purchase. Never had a major breakdown. I put gas and oil in this thing. It runs like a tank. So if you're like me, you're looking for dependability. If you're looking for reliability, if you're looking for a car that's going to suit your family and have great resale value, by the way, go to your San Diego County Toyota dealers today. You can check out toyota.com as well. We make it easy, Toyota. Okay, as promised, coming up, we still have a bevy of tickets, folks. We've got Foo Fighters, an August show at Petco Park next year. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. But we got a pair of tickets, and we also have SeaWorld San Diego tickets for Hallow Scream, a family 4-pack. And one of our lucky listeners is going to be playing for a pair of those tickets, but you have to call 844-570-1360 right now. What's in the box coming up next?
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
You know you make me break out. Oh, sorry. I was just here tapping a toe to one of my favorite Foo Fighters tunes. You want to go see Foo Fighters? We got tickets coming up next. What's in the box?
San Diego Sports.
This update is presented by Mercedes-Benz. Starting off here in the MLB postseason, the Rangers become the first team to advance to the ALCS. They sweep the Orioles in 3 games, capped off by a 7-1 win last night. Other ALDS series, the Astros take a 2-1 series lead over the Twins. They win 9-1 last night. Tonight, the Arizona Diamondbacks have a chance to make a lot of fans in San Diego. They could sweep the Dodgers tonight. The game is in Arizona. Diamondbacks lead 2-0. If you're looking to get set for the Aztecs' next matchup with Hawaii coming up this Saturday, be sure to tune in to the Brady Hoke Coaches Show tonight, right here on San Diego Sports 760 and the free iHeartRadio app, starting at 6 o'clock. The head coach of the Aztecs, Brady Hoke, will join John Schaefer and Rich Ornberger for a full hour ahead of this week's matchup with the Rainbow Warriors. And in the NFL, Rams receiver Van Jefferson, he's been traded to the Atlanta Falcons for late round draft picks. And James Conner heading to the IR. Austin Eckler looks like he's coming back. Owning a Mercedes-Benz EV isn't just extraordinary, it's extra easy with full remote access to the vehicle from your phone via the Mercedes Me Connect app. The vehicles are all electric, the feeling is all Mercedes, the choice is all yours. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQ.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. You're hearing some Foo Fighters because we have Foo Fighter tickets that we are giving away. They are going to be playing at Petco Park on August 7th with Alex G and the Hives. Tickets and info at livenation.com, or because it's a Wednesday, it is a Wednesday, right?
It is.
It is a Wednesday. We play a special game here. What's in the box?
Yeah, that's right. So our listener contestant, Joseph, has dialed the number. He is on the line. And what's on the line is Foo Fighter tickets, right? So Travis just mentioned it. Petco Park next summer. Tickets available at livenation.com. But if Joseph can successfully guess what I have placed in the box, this wooden pine box that Travis made at his house in his garage, and he had neighbors coming over concerned because of all the sawing and all the nailing. He's always nailing.
Now,
always
2 things.
nailing.
We have sped this up, so you owe us a category. You also need to plug in your computer so that we can see the
Sweet
box.
Jesus. Hang on. All right. Guys, you have so many requests coming in at
things.
once.
There's
Two things.
So many things.
All right, hang on. I'm going to give you a category, and it's going to be a one-word category. And this is important for you, Joseph. Are you listening, Joseph?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
The category is sweet.
Sweet. Okay. Sweet.
I don't know if that's a category,
All
but
right.
that's the only clue I'm going to give.
Okay.
Well, then I think we have to start by asking, is it something you would eat?
It is something you would eat. Yes.
Okay. Is it something that comes in a packet?
Packet. No.
Okay,
No, it does not come in a packet.
No packet. You
Prominently
would eat it.
displaying our box.
What you got something off the get-go here, Joseph?
The candy.
Is it candy?
It is not candy, Joseph. No.
Not
Terrible
candy.
question. Just kidding.
Not candy. Okay.
I'm just going to start making fun of Joseph for all of his questions, whether they're good or not. I'm just going to be very rude to you,
I
Joseph.
already have an idea of what it is in my head.
You do?
Is it something that you would pour into a liquid?
Is it something you would pour into a liquid? No, you would not pour it into a liquid.
Okay. You would not pour it into
No.
a liquid. Would you drop it into a liquid? You put it in a liquid?
You would not drop it into a liquid.
Does it
either.
need to dissolve
Would you
into
mix
a liquid?
it into a liquid?
No, you wouldn't mix it into a liquid. I mean, you could. Yes, you could put it in a liquid.
Okay,
I don't know.
So it's not a sugar packet, or it's not a spoonful of sugar, or
not a
something
sugar
like
packet,
that.
not a spoonful of sugar.
Okay, yeah.
Neither of those
It
things.
was not really.
But certain liquids.
I was confirming with Joseph and Fletch, but we'll take it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, it's
Sorry.
fine.
Okay.
Okay. What else you got here for us, Joseph?
Is it a form of a cookie?
Is this guy an idiot? No, I'm just kidding. Joseph, that is the hottest guess so far.
Oh.
It is absolutely in the form of a cookie.
Okay. Would we find it in the vending machine?
In ours at work?
Well, just or like a vending machine.
No, definitely not. You would absolutely never see this in a vending machine.
Okay.
To my knowledge.
Is this something that is baked?
Wait, say it again?
Is it baked?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know if it needs to be baked.
Okay, well, the better question would be, is it homemade?
It is not homemade.
Okay.
It is not homemade. Wow, you guys have already asked 17 questions. That happened fast.
I don't feel like we have. Okay.
We'll call
so
it 15.
It's not baked. It's not well, you don't know if it's baked.
Yes.
Not homemade.
It's definitely not homemade.
What did Joseph ask? Did he say, is it in a shape of a cookie?
Shape of a cookie.
He
yes.
said it is in the form of a cookie. And I said, yes, it is in the form of a cookie.
It's in the form of a cookie?
Is it a cookie?
It is a cookie.
What? Wait a minute. It's a cookie?
It's a cookie.
Do we have to guess what kind of cookie?
Well, kind of. It's important to the. It's that time of year where.
Is it, Joseph? Do you want to ask a question here? Because I feel like it's pumpkin spice related.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. You
Yeah.
guys, okay, you guys confirm. Sorry. My name's not Joseph. It's Rich. Sorry. Go ahead,
Is
Joseph.
it a pumpkin spice cookie?
It is not a pumpkin spice cookie.
I know what it is.
Wow.
It is not. It is not a pumpkin spice cookie. You think you know what it is?
I know for a
All right,
fact.
so
I know
Joseph,
what it is.
this is a very tenuous situation.
Wow.
Foo Fighter tickets on the line. Okay. You asked what's in the box. I gave you a category sweet. You figured out that it was in fact a cookie. Okay. You asked me if it was pumpkin spice. The answer was no, you moron. Absolutely not pumpkin spice. I'm just kidding, Joseph.
Wow.
I feel like we're friends now.
Wow.
Look, the point is, if you want to ask for a lifeline of TD or Fletch, you can ask right now. Fletch appears to be very confident.
Yes, he is.
Do you want to do that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. Fletch.
Those would be Girl Scout cookies that were left in this studio that I saw this morning.
Oh! Wow!
No,
Samoas. Oh, come on. There you go, Joseph. Nicely done. Letting Fletch be your lifeline there. They are, in fact, the Girl Scout cookies. Can we open those? Are we allowed to do that?
No.
I think
We're not
so
allowed
many
to do
more
that.
ways than just
We're
one.
not allowed to do that. But congrats, man. You're going to go see the Foo Fighters with the Hives and Alex G. Wednesday, August 7th at Petco Park. Tickets and info for everybody else at livenation.com. And they better get there soon because it's going to sell out. It is nearly sold out. But Joseph, you're going. How do you feel, buddy?
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Right on,
Joseph,
right on.
your enthusiasm is contagious. We are all infected. Thank you for playing today on this wacky Wednesday. What's in a box? Incredible.
Yeah, hang on the line, man. Fletch will get your info and we'll get you those tickets. Maybe we can tape them to that Girl Scout cookie box.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
That actually would be.
Be a bonus.
Yeah, you
Why did Fletch look at us like we can't do that?
Well, it'd just be really hard to email a box.
Oh, are they email?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Can we actually mail them? Is that possible?
I mean, Joseph, if you want to come down, we'll leave the Samoas at the front desk, I guess.
Whose are those?
I don't know. They were left in front of my computer.
They have to be from Aaron Bauman's daughters.
Yeah, that's true.
They are like the sweetest little girls that walk around selling Girl Scout cookies, and no one can say no for under $20.
It is my favorite thing. Every year, Aaron Bauman, sales lady who handles accounts over $61 million. She comes in here with the kiddos.
She doesn't have any accounts yet, but when they come in over 61 million, she will have one of those.
She gets all of them.
Yeah.
She gets every last one of those. I think they hustled me for like $60.
Oh,
last
yeah.
year.
Oh, without a doubt.
It was a complete shakedown.
Whatever I purchased last year, actually, I think it was $40 because I bought enough boxes to where I still had some change left over. And I was like, yeah, you guys just keep it. It's cool.
It was insane. I mean, she put one of the kids in pigtails. I mean, I was just like, it's over. You can have all my money. I just handed my wallet to the youngest one. Okay. All right. We have a very significant story, kind of away from sports, kind of away from the NFL, kind of away from baseball altogether. Although this person's a huge baseball fan, he announced something that is going to be world-changing for some and really annoying for others. That's next. there were shows that sort of, for many of us, it was an outline, or maybe that's the wrong word, background music to your formative years.
Shaped your childhood.
Yeah, like I would say the wonder years for a lot of people of mine and your generation. I would say probably Disney Channel shows for a lot of the kids of your generation, Ben.
Hell nah, Sports Center.
Sports Center.
Sports Center shaped Fletch's childhood.
He is a sports nut. There's no question about it. But I know that there is a through line with many generations, and that is Seinfeld. There is no doubt about it. Like, it doesn't matter if you're old or young, you've seen an episode of Seinfeld. You may have a strong opinion on Seinfeld, but the majority of the opinions were, it was a great show. Like, it's always it's like Friends. Like, you put it on any time, you can watch any episode and you're entertained.
One of the best sitcoms ever, if not the best sitcom ever created.
It was a show about nothing. It was sort of like an aimless, funny. It was always funny, but an aimless tracking of four people's lives who lived in New York. That's basically it.
And look how much came out of that show that shaped pop culture, shaped our vernacular today. I mean, we're still going, no soup for you. I mean, it's, or puffy shirts. Yeah. I mean, look at all these different, and when you say just that one word, you can go back and relive that episode in your head.
Yeah, and I mean, how many star athletes appeared on the show Seinfeld over the course of the show's run? I know Keith Hernandez obviously famously appeared on the show. Paul O'Neill, Buck Showalter.
Right.
I mean, there have been so many.
Well, I mean,
it was Steinbrenner.
Yeah,
but it was Larry David's voice.
Yeah,
exactly
right. And it was, but I mean, George's job was working for the Yankees.
Right. Oh, check this out. Okay. Hernandez, Yogi Berra, Hank Bauer, Barry Bonds, Cleet Boyer, Jay Buhner, Joe DiMaggio.
Who was the Boston Celtics big man, tall white dude?
Oh.
He was on a bunch of episodes.
Damn it. I know exactly what you're talking about. And it is Lou Gehrig, John Franco, excuse me. Derek Jeter, Ken Griffey Jr. Wait. Some of these are not appearances.
Kevin
McHale. Some of these are not appearances, they're references. But I mean, like, for example, Keith Hernandez had speaking lines. Like, he was a very, very important part. Wasn't he Elaine's boyfriend? Wasn't that how he was injected into the script? I'm pretty sure. And she didn't tell anyone that I forget that episode. But anyways, part of sports culture, part of pop culture. Seinfeld's coming back.
Maybe.
Why?
Maybe.
It was a perfect show.
Well,
Stop
here's the deal. So Jerry Seinfeld, he was out at the Wang Theater in Boston doing a stand-up appearance, and then he was doing a question and answer from the audience. And one of the audience members during the show asked him about Seinfeld. Are you going to bring it back? And he said, well, I've got a little secret about the ending of that show. And he alluded to, it's not the ending.
Huh.
So what can they bring it? And look, and now the ending is where I feel like most Seinfeld fans have a problem with the show. They didn't like the ending.
No question about it. No question. Wasn't it the last scenes from that show was them leaving jail?
Did they leave jail? Or were they put in jail? They were left in jail.
I can't remember now. But anyways, yeah, that very similar to The Sopranos. Now, Sopranos was a show that I watched in real time as every Sunday night a new Sopranos episode came out, and people hated the cut to black in the restaurant when we don't know if armed assailants came in and killed Tony or what happened. But a lot of people had a problem with the way Sopranos ended. A lot of people had a problem with the way Seinfeld ended. And both of those happened in my childhood. Now, you've saw, what was it? The Saints of Newark, or the Newark Saints, whatever it was, the reboot from The Sopranos. It was a movie that appeared on Netflix, I believe. And people hated it. And people also said, if you never watched Sopranos, you have absolutely no idea what happened. So I'm very curious if a reboot of Seinfeld is what people are really clamoring for.
Yeah, bring it on for me.
What?
Oh my gosh. Seinfeld is fantastic. And there's no way Jerry lets the show be bad.
The only way it could work is if Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld team up for it.
I think that's the only way it can be.
Right.
Because they own the rights.
Exactly.
Or like the publishing or whatever they call it.
And why wouldn't they? Other than if so Jerry Seinfeld has already said he has regrets about the ending. He's made that public for the past few years at least. So unless Larry David thinks the ending was perfect, why wouldn't he be on board?
So I do wonder what maybe Jason Alexander is looking like these days, because there were times at Seinfeld where he actually looked pretty good, and there was times where he was ballooned up a little bit. I do wonder if we should maybe give Jason a call, the guy that played George Costanza, and see if we can get him on with SDFatLoss.com.
That's a good call.
Yeah,
because if you're like me, I'm sure Jason has tried every diet, every fad in the books. You still can't get rid of that weight. You got to get on over to SDFatLoss.com or just call 858-665-3211. I told you guys yesterday the story of my niece Tegan poking my belly and saying, "Look at that big belly."
Really big belly.
That one hurt.
It used to be.
You know what hurt today? I woke up and the iPhone like puts pictures, like memories. They make a little slideshow out of it.
Yeah.
Looking at myself.
Yeah.
That's what hurt today.
Just imagine how bad it was for us.
I know. And I kept saying, "Look at that big belly," to myself.
Did you notice though, like it was still super tan?
It was super tan.
Yeah,
Very
a lot
golden.
of brown sugar on that bowl of oatmeal. Wow.
For sure. But that was this summer. I mean, it was a wedding I went to where I looked huge. It was a Mexican vacation I went to where I looked huge. It was sitting on a couch with my niece who kept poking my belly and saying, "Look at that big belly." So now I'm with SDFatLoss.com, and that big belly has significantly decreased with no exercise, no counting points or calories, no prepackaged meals, no hormones, no drugs, no injections. Chloe, Wayne, everyone over at SDFatLoss.com has really changed my life for the better. If you want them to change your life, like I heard from a husband and wife yesterday who didn't want their names shared, but their stories are shared. They're 10 days in, and they're losing weight like crazy. Congrats to the two of you. Congrats to the two of you, Rich and TD. Woo! Get over to SDFatLoss.com or give them a call at 858-665-3211.
Okay, coming up next hour, we still have a lot to get to. We're going to return to some of the injury concerns in the NFL. One team just lost their quarterback for 4 weeks. Another one's going to get back a playmaker here very, very shortly to help right the ship. Also, SeaWorld tickets, 4-pack of tickets to Hollow Scream coming up on the other side. Stick around. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on a Wednesday.
It's hour number 3 on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and this update is presented by the Jim Betrell Real Estate Team. Starting off here in the MLB postseason, Rangers become the first team to advance to the ALCS as they sweep the Baltimore Orioles in 3 games. And TD, you'll love this. The reason they are giving for their advancing is because they've been listening to the band Creed in the locker room.
With arms wide open.
That's the best
That
one.
always pumped me up.
'Cause I'm 6 feet under the edge and I'm thinking, Speaking of 6 feet down, the Dodgers play tonight, have an opportunity to be 6 feet down after the Diamondbacks could sweep them. D-backs currently lead the series 2-0. If you're looking to get ready for the Aztecs' next matchup with Hawaii coming up this Saturday, be sure to tune in to the Brady Ho Coaches Show tonight as our very own Rich Ornberger and John Schaefer sit down with the head coach of the Aztecs for a full hour starting at 6 o'clock. Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 855-600-6000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Jim Betrell has the buyers. Simply text your address to 855-600-6000.
Fuck yeah, we can.
Yeah! Woo!
Oh, YouTubers, you are welcome for that one. That was a freebie.
I clicked the mic on just a millisecond before.
I will let the F words fly.
Yeah.
Anybody who knows me away from my broadcasting duties, it is always tenuous having me on live television.
Listen.
Because it just slips on out.
You were just excited at the prospect of singing more Creed.
Oh, yeah.
Hold
Yeah.
me now.
I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking.
So the reason we're singing Creed, the Texas Rangers advanced to the ALCS. They swept the Baltimore Orioles, and one of their players was on a radio hit and said that they attribute their success in the second half of the season when they were having a hard time. After losses, they would just blast Creed in the locker room
Dude,
to get everyone smiling and singing again.
geniuses.
You know what? I mean, and when that wears out, there's always Nickelback.
You're damn right. Look at that ball on the ground. Every time I do it makes me laugh. I said, look at Johnny's face. And then I'm going in outer space.
Say what you will about Nickelback. They are laughing to the bank, man.
Oh, my God.
They have
Okay.
made so much money.
So what kind of sucks is there are occasions where a Nickelback song comes on and I'm like, hey, that's a good tune, man. And I turn it up, and then like as I'm pulling in the parking lot and my music's blasting, I'm like, oh wait, I gotta turn it down. I don't want anybody to look over and see me just rocking out to Nickelback.
Dude, Nickelback does rock.
Yeah.
I feel bad for those guys.
Well,
I've just been standing in line until I sold down the show. Gonna feel enough down the front of the
do we have more of those ZZ Top tickets to give away tomorrow?
We do.
Okay, because ZZ Top actually in that song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's well, I don't know why. One of the guys from ZZ Top. He's the guy that goes, "I'll have the quesadilla."
Yes, dude. Nickelback had a moment, and then that moment dissipated, and then people just turned on them.
Well, yeah,
And the
yeah.
same thing with Creed to a certain, like Scott. What's his name? Scott Stapen.
I
Scott.
don't know, but he's
Stipend?
ripped. Have you ever seen that guy with the shirt off?
Is he yoked?
Yeah, he did some concert and it was like pouring rain in Pittsburgh or somewhere.
Hang on,
And
we're
he
gonna
like
look
took
this
his
up.
shirt off.
Okay.
He is jacked.
Scott from
Wait, it's Scott Staff, right? Scott Staff.
Sure.
Scott Staff.
So I type into Google Scott from, and my options they give me are Love Island, 90 Day Fiance, Love After Lockup, Austin Powers.
Oh, sweet. You know what? I had to write in to get the correct guy and the correct pictures with Scott Stapp muscles. I have no idea. Now my ads are going to get really, really weird.
Muscles.
Okay.
Okay.
He is absolutely ripped.
Dude, like shredded.
Yeah.
Dude, what is he doing? Is he on SD fat loss? Is he doing that too?
Plus like a bunch of steroids.
Well, maybe, or he's just injecting Christ right into his
Yeah.
buttocks.
Listen, He's no Glenn Danzig.
Aren't they Christian rock band?
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
You got Diana Ball. I got the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Glenn Danzig was a beast.
This guy is drinking holy water and hammering the delts.
Well, and he's probably drinking at least 128 ounces of holy water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is accurate. That is what was said there, Fletch, as you ask in the ears.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, listen, I will say this. This guy knew his way around a tune. I listened to a lot of Creed, and then somebody told me it was lame, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally lame.
I was like, shame, me too, right on.
Yeah.
And then I just went underground with my Creed listening. It will pop up on my iPhone occasionally, and I'll just be like, this should be my ringtone.
I'm not a Creed fan. I find it very cringy.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is that. But
I just feel bad for his vocal cords. Doing that growl all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I think they broke up. So
let's go there. Let's make our escape. Come on, let's go there.
You think in the studio?
Him and I just can't make her head.
I feel like in the studio when he does the he'll maybe 6 feet ain't so far down.
How was that? Was that good for everybody? Do you guys want me to do that one more time?
You guys want a quesadilla because I'm ordering Mexican. He just has like a Minnesota accent. Don't you know we're about to record? We got to lay down this song. It's getting into the waning hours of the day now.
Okay, this wasn't planned at all, but this made me think. What's the NFL equivalent to like Nickelback or Creed?
That is a great question.
Ooh,
Like who there are fans of, and sometimes like my guess would be Kirk Cousins.
Oh no.
He's pretty good.
Nickelback,
but he gets made fun of a lot.
It is going to be the Chargers. People do not want to admit that they're Chargers fans.
They're the NFL's Nickelback.
Yeah, because they're
especially in San Diego.
Like they're pretty good. They're pretty good, and they actually have a really good lead man, and he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right? Chad Kroger.
And I'll be honest, like go to McGregor's on a Sunday morning. There's a lot of powder blue jerseys.
That's what I'm saying. Chad Kroger, Justin Herbert, same person.
Yeah, but
long hair, handsome. They're good. They're talented, but nobody wants to admit they're fans.
That is true. That is very good. That's a good comparison.
Yeah, the
Chargers are the NFL's Nickelback.
Yeah, there you have it. There you have it.
Man,
they got a couple hits.
Said it here.
They do have a couple of hits, man. And you know what? Like they're not only last generation, like the Philip Rivers fans, like the new generation is going to listen to Nickelback, and they're also going to, with Justin Herbert now, the Chargers, you're going to have new fans of the team going, geez, like why doesn't anybody like this team? Why does anybody like this band? It's pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Do we have Nickelback in the system at all?
Oh, we have Nickelback in the system.
Of course we do.
Sweet Jesus. I think we need a lot of it right
now.
There
was a few Nickelback songs that have made their way around TikTok that kind of rock.
See, this is my point. Like Nickelback, it is the guilty pleasure of songs, of rock, I guess, to limit it to a genre.
Well, and early days of Nickelback, there was this dude on TikTok who every single day posted pretty much the same thing. And it was him holding an actual graph in different places. And he edited out the photo part of the song Photograph. So it was, look at this graph. And it was like him at the Eiffel Tower, him at like the Great Wall of China. And it was just him holding a graph.
Just like y-axis, x-axis, little line drawn up. Look at this graph.
Did you remember that article that was written about Nickelback? This was several years ago. I think it was in like an Ohio paper. Let me see if I can find it here. Idaho, the Idaho Center. This actually ran, written by someone named Josh Gross. You can spend $45 to go see Nickelback this week, or you could buy 45 hammers from the dollar store, hang them from a ceiling at eye level, and spend an evening banging the demons out of your dome. That $45 would also buy you a lot of pickles, which have more fans on Facebook than the band. It would also buy you an introduction to rock guitar video course that would allow you to surpass the band's skill level in 5 hours or less. $45 is also enough to see Men in Black 3 5 times, buy a dozen Big Macs, or do 10 loads of laundry, or so many other experiences as banal and meaningless as seeing Nickelback, but that come without having to actually hear Nickelback.
He used the word banal. Yeah. That's insane. In that article.
Not sure if you guys saw it, but the NHL season began yesterday, and there's this young kid, 18 years old. His name's Connor Devers or something.
Okay.
I don't know exactly, but he plays for one of the teams. And
so far the story's dialed in.
Well, he's supposed to be an absolute phenom, but the cool moment comes because he grew up and like his hero was Sidney Crosby. So to start the game last night in the NHL season opener, he got to face off with Sidney Crosby.
Oh wow!
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say Cindy Crawford.
No, so the ref before he dropped the puck said, "Sidney, welcome back for yet another season," and Connor, or whatever this kid's name is, welcome to the NHL. Then he dropped the puck and it was like, "It's on!" And apparently he played well. He had an assist. He didn't score any goals, but. That's hockey. That's hockey talk. We hit our quota.
There was a fight. Everything's fine.
Yeah, there was maybe soccer next. Okay, in the NFL, something we're a little more well-versed in. Rams receiver Van Jefferson has been traded to the Atlanta Falcons for a late-round draft pick. Also, James Conner officially heading to the IR with that knee injury. Austin Eckler of the Chargers, he's missed a few weeks. They had a bye week, and Austin Eckler says he's 99% sure he is coming back this week when the Cowboys face off with the Chargers on Monday Night Football.
Well, that's what Deshaun Watson said.
Yeah.
Before they
I trust
faced
Eckler a little more.
The Ravens, and he didn't show up. Wow. Hey, did you guys see the recent rumors about Tom Brady? So Brady,
was he shirtless?
He was.
Yeah, that was in Miami.
He was on a $6 million yacht, and he had his shirt off the entire time, showing off the new bod.
His $6 million yacht that was anchored right out in front of his $17 million home.
To be fair, if you guys had a $6 million yacht, your shirt wouldn't be on that much.
Dude, I would be bottomless,
I don't
not
think
topless.
right? Yeah,
I'd never wear
like check this out. I'll drop anchor wherever I want.
Yeah,
not wearing pants ever again.
And when
You'd have
people
to be
made fun
really
of me,
shallow water.
Well, ankle deep. You dig? I've had some work done. Anyways, the point is, Tom Brady is apparently, so he was involved in that FTX thing, him and his wife, actually, Giselle, ex-wife. And then all of a sudden reports are that his TB12 business is just losing tons and tons and tons and tons of money.
This is a tough one here, because what is he going to do? You can't really shut down TB12 because it is you. It's your brand.
So I got an idea.
Okay, go ahead.
He should advertise on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
It's a good idea.
So this is from...
In fact, speaking of tuberculosis, have you tried TB12? Our new sponsor.
You want to volunteer in a San Diego Unified School? You need a TB test. Anyway, switching gears, TB12 is selling. There's no good segues there. So this gentleman named Dale Arnold, who used to host on Nessun, which is a sports network out there in the New England area, he tweeted, "Word I'm hearing is that Tom Brady and Alex Guerrero are no longer in business together." So Alex Guerrero, for those who are catching up, long-term fitness, massage, lifestyle guru for Tom Brady. So TB12 seems to be closing all facilities, and there may be a new business model for Brady. So maybe it's not a complete shutdown of the TB12 brand. Maybe it's more of like a rebranding. It goes on to say TB12 is run by Brady and Guerrero. They open stores in cities such as Boston, Foxborough, Tampa, Los Angeles, and New York City. The company is focused on health and performance and promotes the TB12 method and sells fitness products, including equipment, apparel, and food. Guerrero did not deny the report, but offered a picture of unified front, telling Boston Globe's Ben Volen, "Tom and I are still in business together." So look, there are a lot of great ideas that are pitched to athletes. There are more bad ones. This one made sense while he was playing. So when you're out there winning Super Bowls and you're out there on every other commercial, when you launch your own brand and it's focused on fitness and athleticism and all the things.
And you're a walking example of what it can do for you, because he was 47 looking like he was 35.
So it works. But now this is kind of the after effects of stepping out of the spotlight a little bit. He's still very relevant. I mean, legitimately, if we wanted to, we could lead the show every single Monday with a new Tom Brady article, because he keeps himself out there in the public eye. He's become a social media savant. But this is an example of when your glory starts fading a little bit, when people aren't as attached to you. Maybe they're a little bit more impressed with, I don't know, Brock Purdy, or they're a little bit more impressed with the shiny object in the room, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, we're just talking about. Like, people gravitate towards what's new instead of what's been.
Say where he's fallen short here, and where he could probably revive TB12 is if he linked arms with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And it was the TB12 entire gym that came out.
That was one of those bad ideas.
That seems like such a fun idea.
I'm looking that back up. So for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, during his contract dispute with the Baltimore Ravens, when he wasn't showing up at OTAs, Lamar Jackson on his own Twitter account put out this tweet. It's a video of him walking with what looks like one of those rolling suitcases that you see in the airport.
It was a rolling Bluetooth speaker.
Exactly what it was. Lamar Jackson's entire gym was your all-in-one fitness solution, and it was literally a boombox on a suitcase platform that had an iPad glued to it
and dumbbells off the side.
Oh yeah, here it is, dude. It's still a thing.
Wait, for real? Wait, it's got a website?
They've got a website.
How much those things cost?
It's called the entire gym,
Holy
right?
crap! It's $700.
Wow,
it's $700.
Wow,
and it is called the entire gym.
It's got
it comes with a weight carry case, weight bar assembly, 3-pound dumbbell assembly, 5-pound weight, jump rope, 30-pound resistant black tube, 20-pound resistant red tube, black band, red band, Bluetooth speaker, workout mat with harness, iPad clip, and a set of 5 cones.
In this headline from March of 2023 from Sports Media Vendetta, Lamar Jackson drops the dumbest idea of all time.
Yeah.
Hold on here. Hold on. This is not the same unit that he had in his Twitter post.
No,
because this actually looks like it was manufactured. Places have, or the items have places to go.
Yeah.
So you can store them in this thing. Somebody helped him out here at this point, because the initial launch of this on Twitter was literally like zip ties hooks on a speaker.
It was my favorite.
It was fantastic.
It was my favorite moment of this whole offseason. People are like, Lamar Jackson doesn't have an agent. Like, he needs help with the contract. And then 2 weeks later, it was literally a video of Lamar Jackson like, hey, I'm quarterback for NFL Lamar Jackson, and here is the entire gym. And then it had like lame rock music, like, oh, look at this photograph.
Every time I do it makes me laugh.
Speaking of that, from Carolyn, Queen of the North. Okay, guys, WTF. I love the Chargers. Don't hate. Travis should be quiet right now. The Broncos are the league's dumpster fire. Also, Nickelback is Canadian. I'm not a fan, but don't hate. Love you guys.
Hold on here. Hold on.
There's so much there, Carolyn.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. The Denver Broncos are kind of they're now like the Limp Bizkit of the NFL, where they're just a joke at this point. And like, people once in a while listen to Limp Bizkit and they're like, oh, that was a cool song. It was a joke.
In 1998.
Yeah. So I'm done.
When Elway was in Limp Bizkit.
Right. You know, when rap rock was cool.
Yeah. It's all about the nookie. Come on, the nookie. Come on, so you can take this cookie.
Right. Nickelback is actually good.
Yeah, they are talented.
Yeah, it's just no one wants to admit it.
She didn't call the Broncos Nickelback. She just said they're the dumpster fire of the NFL.
Oh no, I know, but she saying that I should be calling the Broncos Nickelback.
Actually, she just said Travis should be quiet right now.
Well, that's true. You know what's weird is,
good point.
I'm told that a lot.
Right.
Like, I mean, throughout the day, all around the station, at home.
Queen of the North, Carolyn Blocka, she's echoing a sentiment from somebody close in my life named Annie Ornberger, who all of a sudden, at random throughout the day, she'll be like, you need to just shut up. Like, you just talk way too much. Tired of hearing from you.
She has a text just ready to go.
At all times.
Yeah.
I'm like, autocorrect for her just corrects to that. And she's like, oh, sorry, I meant, could you pick up bread? Okay. Yes, I can.
My autocorrect, by the way, and Missy Carolyn. So next time you're down here, we'd love to see you. But my autocorrect is finally learning who I am, because I wrote ducking and it changed it to the correct word.
Yeah.
So how about that? And then I took a screenshot of it and sent it to you guys.
So the end of my halftime before we got launched off into this.
Oh yeah.
We're not finished halftime.
The NBA season's 2 weeks away.
Dude, yeah.
So Jimmy Butler, you guys all saw his new goth hairstyle,
love
emo
it.
hairstyle.
I love it.
Want to know why he's so emo, by the way?
Why?
Because he did not get Dollar Dame Lillard to come down to South Beach.
That's exactly why.
That's why he's so emo right now.
But now his teammates are thinking about some holiday gifts for his unpredictable hair care regimen. TD.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, are we doing that one right here?
Yeah.
That's when it's in the rundown.
What did I do to the rundown? I've lost. I closed it. I don't know.
Okay,
He's
hang on.
I can't even find where
You
it
stop
is.
it. You
I
stop it. I'll
closed
do
the
it.
wrong one.
Hang on. So this is what he said. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, this
what's
man
in
is
the rundown.
he's straightened his hair.
Just placed it there haphazardly.
And speaking of haphazardly, like he has the bangs in front of his eyes going across the bridge of his nose. He looks like every Karen who shows up in a shopping mall.
Oh, totally.
You know, like what do they call like the shopping carts? Like every time like somebody tries
like the little scooter thing?
No, like the cart narc, he'll come out, he'll jump out and be like, "Hey, excuse me, that's not where the cart goes. It has a carousel where you have to bring those carts back to." And then some Karen is just like, "Leave me alone! I came in here for ding dongs and Twinkies, not for this harassment. I'm calling the police."
That's Jimmy Butler.
Well, he has the same haircut as that woman. Anyway, so NBA star Jimmy Butler unveiled this brand new unexpected silk press hairstyle. A few of his teammates were making jokes about him sweating out his edges and vying for hair endorsement with beauty lines.
They said they're already planning for Christmas for him. They're going to get him a hot comb and some rollers and some edge controller.
Dude, Jimmy Butler is one of my favorite people on the planet. So Jimmy Butler, we talked about this before, but he has launched a coffee line, which, by the way, we need to bring into the damn break room at this place because nobody knows how to make coffee. I mean, this is the second day in a row that I've drank the coffee, and I've literally held my nose and just swallowed hard. I'm just trying to get the caffeine at this point. Yeah, Jimmy Butler and the teammates having a good time with the hairstyle.
What this story told me is I'm so jealous I was never in a professional sports locker room because anything kind of dumb you do would just be roasted to no end. And I do dumb stuff all the time.
It's the best. It's that's the thing that I miss the most. Well, actually, I miss it less now hanging with you guys because this is very similar. We're idiots. We're being paid to be idiots. Playing football professionally feels very similar. Like, yeah, there's
just less head trauma.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
Now
like,
it's mental trauma.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like there's people who are supposed to keep us in line and they try their hardest, but it's almost impossible. And we, by and large, do whatever we want.
It does feel that way. Jimmy Butler also writing some country music. You guys know that?
I had no idea.
He said that he doesn't want to say who he's been writing with. Because bless you, by the way.
Bless you. 2 in a row. Oh my God!
2 in a row.
The sun.
He said he doesn't want to say who he's been writing with because he'll ruin the surprise. Now I'm in the lab writing and producing country music. We got some real artists and songwriters.
Billie Eilish.
We probably have around 45 tracks right now.
Dude, can we please get him on the show?
He's building a house at Madeira's golf course.
45
There is no question in my mind. Jimmy Butler, if you're listening to us, and I know you are, you need to show up on this show. This is like 4 people have never made more sense together in the history of the world. He would fit in seamlessly. Jimmy Butler needs to be our 4th host. And I do mean 4th. Like he will only speak when spoken to.
Big Rich, TD, Fletch, that other guy, Jimmy.
And Jimmy.
And some other guy.
And some other guy that used to play basketball.
Wow. God, I feel like I want to order one of those entire gyms just to have it.
Yes, we should split it 3 ways. And we should actually ask Lamar if he wants us to be like candidates to endorse his product.
Here's the thing, though. We don't need it.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Well, soon, we're gonna be working out pretty soon here. Yeah,
that's coming up. That's coming up. But you hear people all the time talking about their diets, whatever the best way to lose weight. Everybody has some story on the best way they found to lose weight. Well, we've been doing SDFatLoss.com for just over a month now, literally 31 days, and I'm not a particularly smart man, but I'm down nearly 26 pounds with SDFatLoss.com in a month. Been down over 25, Rich down over 30. I mean, come on, SDFatLoss.com. It works. In fact, from all the different fat diets I've tried, I can easily say this one is the best. The staff, the coaches over at sdfatloss.com, they'll show you how to lose that stubborn weight that you haven't been able to lose on your own, and then they'll hold you accountable along the way, which is a total game changer. Oh, and guess what? After you lose the weight, they'll keep holding you accountable and teach you how to keep that weight off. No exercise required, no counting points or calories or injections or all the other things that people say, this is what you got to do. No, sdfatloss.com. They'll show you how to do it. Do yourself a favor. Do your family a favor as you help yourself out and help yourself live a little longer, feel a little better. But go to sdfatloss.com. Schedule your free consultation today. Start your weight loss journey with us. We'll do it together. sdfatloss.com, sdfatloss.com.
Okay, two things really quick. We have a superstar returning to the lineup just in time to right the ship. That's next. Also, a 4-pack.
Who's just in time play for?
Say that again?
Just in time?
Did I say just in time? Just in time. You need to take a lap.
Okay.
You need to take a lap right now. I hate you so much. Also, a 4-pack of SeaWorld tickets coming up next.
We got Hallow Scream tickets coming up next and a special surprise guest next.
This update is presented by Mercedes-Benz. Keep listening if you want to win some 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld Howl-O-Scream. We got that coming up in this segment, and we're going to start here in Major League Baseball's postseason. The Rangers become the first team to advance to the ALCS. They swept the Baltimore Orioles in 3 games, capped off by a 7-1 win last night. In the other ALDS series, the Astros take a 2-1 series lead over the Twins with a 9-1 win last night. Tonight, the Arizona Diamondbacks, they could clinch the series against the Dodgers with a sweep of their own. Diamondbacks lead the Dodgers 2-0. If you're looking to get ready for the Aztecs' next matchup with Hawaii coming up this Saturday, be sure to tune in to the Brady Hoke Coaches Show tonight. It's a full hour with John Schaefer, Rich Ornberger, and the head coach of the Aztecs, Brady Hoke. It'll be on the free iHeartRadio app as well as San Diego Sports 760 starting at 6 o'clock. And in the NFL, Rams receiver Van Jefferson, he's been traded to the Atlanta Falcons for a late-round draft pick. I'm sure Atlanta Falcon fans were freaked out this morning when they saw a wide receiver named Jefferson got traded to the team, but it's not Justin, it's Van. Owning a Mercedes-Benz EV isn't just extraordinary, it's extra easy with full remote access to your vehicle from your phone via the Mercedes Me Connect app. The vehicles are all electric, the feeling is all Mercedes, the choice is all yours. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQ.
Big Rich, TD, and Fledge, San Diego Sports 760. If you're listening on the free iHeartRadio app, which you should be, because it makes your life easy, man. You can get up with us, get ready for work, take us with you on your road to work, and then when you hop out of the car, boom, we're in your pocket. But if you're listening on the free iHeartRadio app, hit us up on the talkback mic, the What's Up line, lower right-hand side. When you're looking at the screen there, you'll see a little microphone. Tap that mic. Send us a message. Send us a shout-out.
And while you're on the free iHeartRadio app, tonight, 6 o'clock, Brady Hoke Coaches Show. Tomorrow, Thursday, in Las Vegas, it'll be the John and Jim Show beginning at 3 o'clock. They broadcast live from the Mountain West Basketball Media Day in Las Vegas. You can hear from Brian Dutcher, the head coach of the Aztecs, and Final Four hero Lamont Butler. He's the one who hit the shot to put them in to the national championship game as we count you down to the Aztecs opening tip-off in this November. Our coverage of Mountain West Media Day is presented by Windmill Farms, the college area grocer.
Rich, are you ready for Mountain West Media Day? Because you're in this very nice dress shirt.
You know what? I have an explanation for that, and it has nothing to do with Mountain West Media Day.
Huh.
And yeah, I'll get the video camera up and running again here. So anybody who's following us on the stream on YouTube, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch there as well. Yeah, I'm wearing a collared shirt. It's dressy.
Yeah.
It's very sexy.
It's one of the shirts that until SD Fat lost, I have not been able to fit into. It's back in the wardrobe. The reason why I'm wearing it is because I realized I was wearing shirts on NBC, the Sunday night football thing I do, like the recap show, Football Night in San Diego. I was wearing these shirts on television, and then I was immediately throwing them in the dry clean only hamper at the house.
Right.
And I was
got one of those.
I want to get more use out of it. I'm wearing it for an hour on TV, and then
get more use.
Yeah, I feel I'm not
my money's worth.
I'm not an environmentalist at all. I wish I was more attuned to it. I see people do things to conserve water.
So this
energy.
is your Sunday night shirt that you're now wearing on Wednesday morning.
100%. I wore this on television on Sunday, and then I was opening my dresser drawers which of my black t-shirts am I going to wear tomorrow? And then I'm like, nope, no chance. I'm wearing that shirt again, and it's going to be tomorrow.
Well, it's a good call because we have some special guests who are supposed to be arriving here in studio shortly.
And you're going to have to see Brady Hoke today.
Oh, that's
you want to
right.
look good for him.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I'm going to be over on the campus. Brady Hoke show coming up tonight, 6 p.m. Myself, John Schaefer, we sit down for our weekly appointment with the head coach of the San Diego State Aztecs, who are looking to win 4 of the next 6. They want to be bowl eligible.
Have you flipped on the Hawaii film yet?
Yeah. Look, this is a winnable football game. All of them are. I'm not saying that that Hawaii's bad. They certainly aren't bad. They pose a threat. I think their head coach Timmy Chang has done a really nice job with this group. But this is a winnable football.
Well, you look at the 2 Pac-12 games the Aztecs played in; they were physically outmatched. just the sheer size and athleticism in this Hawaii game, they're not going to be physically outmatched. We know that part.
This is one of those games where you say the only thing that's really hard here is the travel. And it's always an issue going to Hawaii, going to Oahu for any team, whether it's a Mount West Conference opponent or if it's a Pac-12 opponent. It doesn't matter. If you go out to the Hawaiian Islands, weird things can happen. It's kind of a quirky setup. They play in a multi-sport area right now on a field, like in the middle of a track. Like, so it's a strange setup. It's a strange trip always, regardless of where you're actually going to play the game. But anyways, Brady Hoke Show coming up 6 p.m. tonight. All right. So we teased it. We've got a superstar in the NFL who made a big stink about the money he was earning this offseason and then proceeded to get injured immediately to start this season.
Game 2.
Austin Eckler, running back for the Chargers, vows to be ready for the Cowboys matchup on Monday Night Football.
The quote was he's 99% sure. Something funny about Austin Eckler is he like hosts a fantasy football podcast.
He does?
He like does it in.
Is it Wingo and Hoke?
He does it in congruence with Yahoo with Matt Harmon, I believe his name is.
Oh yeah, Matt Harmon. Yeah.
So it's I don't know if he hosts it, but weekly he does one episode where he's on for an extended period of time, like a co-host. And so Austin Eckler, in this new age of NFL, where he is a fantasy god when he's on the field, now is talking about for the last 3 weeks how he's not on the field and damaging fantasy football lineups.
Oh, that's interesting. That's very funny, actually. Like if you really think about that, like he was like, yeah, yikes, sorry. But if I'm on your bench, you might want to keep me there because the hammy's still a bit tight. Yeah. How does this change the game plan for the Los Angeles Chargers? I mean, I would say this avails them an opportunity to do a lot more of what the 49ers did against the Cowboys in that game we just saw on Sunday Night Football. You know, you think of it this way, Chargers coming off a bye week, having an extra day to prepare for the Monday Nighter. Edge Chargers. The 49ers absolutely manhandled the Cowboys.
Yeah, they did.
Right? You know, like he's like,
say it again, but slower.
As he said that, he bit his knuckle. And he's like, yeah, they did.
Again, one more time, but a little slower.
Just need to feel a little pain with the pleasure.
You said they absolutely.
Oh God, that's what they call me in high school. The manhandle. Anyways, the
manhandle's getting smaller with SDFatLoss.com.
Actually, mine's grown an inch. But the point is, guys, the Chargers offensively become more versatile. They can lean more on that run game that they really struggled with on the road in Minnesota.
Wow.
There's been times in this Chargers team where Austin Eckler is the number one wide receiver.
Yeah.
Like, but he's obviously out of the backfield, but he will leave the game with more targets than like Keenan Allen sometimes. And I can see that coming into play now more than ever because of the absence of Mike Williams. Like they need someone else to be able to throw the football to. And if we know anything about this Cowboys team, it's that they get pressure on the quarterback. They haven't had that many sacks this season, except when they were playing the Giants, but they get pressure on the quarterback. So if Justin Herbert needs a dump off option, well, he has one of the best in the league back.
Yeah. I mean, it's well put. And also what this adds, because a lot of people forget this is a super important part of the whole process. When you're a football team and you bring a running back into the game, is he a 3/4 down back, especially these days? Austin Eckler is, which means that you can leave him on the field in those passing downs. Now, often used as a receiver, but when you want to max protect or you want to go 6-man protection and have it be your 5 offensive linemen and the running back, you need to be able to count on him to pick up a rusher, whether it's a safety or blitzing linebacker, or sometimes cutting the knees out from underneath one of those edge rushers coming screaming off the edge, trying to wallop Justin Herbert. It is so important. And the other guys, look, are they talented running backs? There's no question, but they are not Austin Eckler. He is an all-down back for the Los Angeles Chargers. Okay, and that's a perfect segue because if he is back, you may want to go ahead and set your fantasy lineups appropriately. And speaking of fantasy football, Underdog Fantasy is my favorite fantasy app. You've heard me talk about it. You've heard the commercials playing where I'm preaching all about this. It is the best way to watch NFL football this season and every season. I did this all year last year. We're doing it again. You have a promo code to sign up with if you haven't already, XTRA. Sign up with XTRA, and that promo code gets your first deposit doubled up to $100. So if you put in 50, you're playing with 100. If you deposit 100, they'll double it up to 200. And then what you can do is play this pick 'em game. And I've explained it before, but pick between 2 and 5 players. You can end up winning as much as 20 times the amount of money per pick 'em entry. So I recently hit on a 5-player pick 'em, put in $5. It's $100. It's that easy. Actually, I've hit on 4 so far this season. So I've made $400 off of $5 pick'em entries. It's a ton of fun to play. Ben plays, Travis plays. We're all over this thing. You should too. So again, download the Underdog Fantasy app today. You must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. SeaWorld tickets on the other side. All right, coming up next, we have a 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld San Diego for Hallow Scream, and we have a very, very special guest in studio. That's next. completely agree with that sentiment. We have the Bayou Queen in studio. This is as excited as we've been in a long time for any portion of the show whatsoever.
Yeah, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and she's not real happy with us.
No, she's not. She's here to celebrate SeaWorld's Howl-O-Scream. It's going on at SeaWorld San Diego. I was just there, by the way. I brought the kids. Joining us on mic. I'm so sorry. I forgot your name because I've been talking with the Bayou Queen this entire time.
It's okay. I'm glad you're giving her the attention.
Oh, no, I remember now. Vete?
Vete.
Okay, Vete. Okay,
Perfect.
sorry. Yeah. Too many hits to the head during a football career. That'll do it to you.
The Bayou Queen not real happy with the microphone setup in here.
No.
She's never seen this kind of technology.
Yeah. Wow. What?
Yes.
What? Okay. Hang on. Bayou Queen. You have what looks to be a maybe a moon, half moon painted on the forehead. Does it represent something? Oh, it's her symbol.
That's her symbol.
She is the leader of the coven.
That's her crest.
Okay.
All
right.
She's a leader of a
what?
coven. Bayou Queen, I don't want to miss a word of this.
Right.
So do you mind if I pull that stool over next to the microphone?
There's a stool right here. There's a stool right here.
There's a stool right
if
there.
the Bayou Queen wants to take a seat right here and you want to talk into that device right in front of you.
That's a microphone.
Yeah.
It amplifies your voice to listeners at home or in the car.
Or on the free iHeartRadio app.
You're damn
You
right.
want to make sure it's downloaded to whatever device you have.
Vete,
That's a seat. Yeah, the seat.
I don't know if giving her power to the masses is a good idea.
Yeah. Well, no, it's fine.
Everything's gonna be
fine. Everything is fine. So, Howl-O-Scream going on at SeaWorld right now. What should we expect when we go there?
If you've been before, it looks like you've never seen it. We have a lot of new stuff going on. We got 5 amazing haunted houses. We have 5 new Vile vignettes that are kind of like sets with little skits that happen. We actually have our Bayou Witch that does some palm readings in hers.
What?
She's known as the Misfortune. So I can't tell you it's good news, but
Misfortune. Come on. It's
there we
fantastic.
go.
Okay, Rich is now in front of the Bayou Queen. He has his hand open. She's looking.
Do it in front of this microphone.
Yeah, you must do it in front of that microphone. Yes. Yeah. So Bayou Queen now looking at his palm. Are you going to read his future here?
I suppose.
Okay.
Now your hands are dry.
It's very dry. It's very dry.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's weird because he usually has a lot of lotion.
I was going to say I see a great lack of moisture, and this is simply an observation. I don't even use my power for this.
Yeah, right.
I'm quite dry.
Yeah.
But I do sense a bit of lotion in your future now that I've made you self-conscious.
There's absolutely no question about that. It has nothing to do with moisture.
Yeah, that is also true. It's also true. Yes. It's
I'm so sorry.
You violated the Bayou Queen.
I'm so
she
sorry.
doesn't look too happy. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
This always happens with
guests.
palm readers.
Yeah.
Is this your first palm
You
reading?
can trust I won't be going anywhere near your palm.
Okay. Very good. Okay.
Wow.
So, wow. Sideways quick. Look,
Yeah, that way it took a left turn.
Bayou
a little
Queen.
bit.
Bayou Queen.
The underworld.
Be careful now.
It's very true.
It's
very true.
I'm actually a little bit nervous. This is unnerving. So Bayou Queen isn't the only haunt that we're going to be able to see at SeaWorld. There's others, I assume.
There's a lot more. We do have our 5 houses. So we have Simon's Slaughterhouse.
Very good.
We have Deathwater Bayou, which is, of course, her home. We do have Circus of the Dam, which is an all-new 3D haunted house. It is amazing.
Wait.
You have to check
wear
it out.
glasses in this?
Yes. You do get some 3D glasses. You go through. It is a whole experience. It's amazing. You got a lot of clowns in there. It's super great.
She didn't throw up air quotes when she said amaze.
I did not. No.
But maybe, you know what? I'll change the copy right here.
Yeah.
You have to see it. Amazing.
There we go.
I love taking the kids there. I have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. Is this something for kids that young, or like what would you suggest age range wise?
So it is a
I
little.
love children.
Okay. All right.
My queen.
Now she's back. She's back.
Wait, don't bring your kids.
Wait. Yeah, hold on.
You know what? They would love the Bayou Queen.
Wait. So what do you mean you love children, Bayou Queen? Like you love to care for them, or
let me ask you,
who loves caring for children?
Okay.
True.
See, you
That's
sound
true.
like, what are your babysitting rates? Because all of a sudden I'm interested.
She just lost
I
a
mean, I feel
talisman,
like-
so we need to be careful.
I feel like Rich is her least favorite. Definitely.
There's no question
Yeah.
about that.
Bayou Queen.
There is a cold glare that has just been stabbing me from across the room.
Would you say Rich is your least favorite of the room here, Bayou Queen?
I'm glad you've noticed.
That hurts.
It's
You know,
working.
that does hurt.
It's working well.
Bayou Queen, we've asked you so many questions. Do you have any questions for us? Is there anything that you want to know about this time or this place or what's happening right now?
Well, I believe it's obvious. I have several questions.
Okay.
Okay. All
It
right.
might take all day to ask them.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is
Staring
true.
at
He's getting
Well,
used to being
technology.
invited.
Yeah, it is new and it is different. What
I'm
days
confused
are
by this technology. I'm confused by Rich's palm.
Yes,
Mhm,
yes,
mhm.
as am I.
Yeah. We start the show every day
Love it.
wondering about Rich's palms.
Right.
They're gross.
Some lotion in your
Might I
future.
suggest you wash them as well?
Thank you. Thank you. They're very filthy also.
SeaWorld Hollow Scream. It
Yes.
happens select nights.
Select nights starting this week. Actually, we do go from Thursday through Sunday, so you can come any day of those Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We do have it. And to answer your question earlier, it is for a little bit more of a mature audience, but we do invite children to come if you would like to bring them. We do have these Nobu necklaces actually, and we brought some for you today. So if you do bring your children and maybe they don't want to get just as scared as you do, you can wear these, and if they'll light up,
Oh.
and our lovely Bayou Witch will know not to scare
Not
them as
to
much.
boo them.
Yes.
Back in.
Look
This is
at
amazing.
other
us.
Oh, you got to pull the tab for the battery?
Yeah, they're pretty
Mine-
cool.
Mine was already pulled.
I like this a
I
lot.
can't-
No,
can't get it
don't
over
eat
my
that,
head.
Bayou Queen. Those are
Wait,
headphones.
those are headphones.
Sweet
Yeah,
Jesus.
those are not for consumption.
I
It
will.
didn't seem as if they were
We were just making sure. We
I mean,
were just making
She's
sure.
not wearing the necklace right either, so how's she supposed to know how things work?
This means no boo.
Yes.
Got me?
Yeah. Follow.
Can't promise
follow?
that she'll take that, but
I'm going to keep it lit
Yeah.
just in case.
just
Exactly.
in case.
does not work
Exactly.
in the mazes, Rich.
We have a
You come to my
4-pack of
home, I'll
tickets.
scare you regardless.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
That is true. These do not work
Yeah.
in the mazes, so the
We-
maze is up to you.
We can't wait, man. A 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld Hollow Scream. New twists, turns, and special effects are lurking around every corner with 5 terror-filled houses, 10 scare zones and haunts, and death-defying drops with the rides after dark. Face your fears with the new Circus of the Damned, now in terrifying 3D. Plus, even more dark magic is lurking around every corner with new vile vignettes and electrifying, mesmerizing live shows for a full night of terror. The screamiest event of the season now at SeaWorld San Diego's Hollow Scream through Halloween night on select nights, Thursday through Sunday, right?
Yes,
Boom,
exactly.
we did it. If you're looking for tickets and info, SeaWorldSanDiego.com is where you go. But like I said, a family 4-pack we're giving away. Bayou Queen, what's your favorite number like below 10?
Oh, yeah. It's Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it's Michael Jackson.
It's Thriller.
That's Michael Jackson. It's fine.
It's off.
I don't know if this is cleared for our YouTube stream, so they're probably listening to something real fun and snappy.
Let's go with
Yeah.
caller. I'm gonna caller number 13.
Oh,
We're gonna go north of 10
because Taylor Swift.
because of Taylor Swift and also because of the Bayou Queen.
Oh yeah,
That's a
yeah.
choice.
Right.
That's a
Huge
choice.
Taylor Swift fan. Actually, Bayou Queen, are you a Taylor Swift fan?
Who is that?
Right.
Yeah,
That's
who is that?
exactly
Who is
what
that?
I thought
Mhm.
you'd say.
Sounds like a true NFL
By
fan.
the way, she is touching everything in the studio.
Yeah.
She wouldn't touch my palm.
that is
That
true.
says a lot.
I trust
That is
everything much
true.
more.
Well, thank you to the Bayou
Your
Queen.
palms were
Thank
filthy.
you to everyone over at SeaWorld. And we appreciate everyone listening to this show today. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Travis.
Yeah.
We'll see you all tomorrow.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
It's
Colin
been-
Coward and the Herd. Get over to SeaWorld Hollow Scream. Meet us there.
Goodbye.
Bye.